nap. Unfortunately, Trent woke me up, so that was great. Let me go to my video producer.
1 second.
No.
Gonna fill it with something.
Alright. Let me pull this up. How you doing today, Cyrus?
Oh, not too bad.
Good to hear. I feel like I need a little excitement today. I think a TPK is in order.
Test.
You're
Test.
testing properly.
I can't hear you guys.
I shall return shortly.
All three.
Why does it have to be a bitch? Maybe that'll work. Huh. Wait, say something, do something.
Something.
Ah ha ha! Sometimes I'm smart.
Dead clock is right twice a day.
Thanks, boss.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That feels great. Tren was recently wanting me to play Monster Hunter with him without the like story breaking armor on. It's the armor set that came with Iceborne to just help new players burn through the story. Yep. It's helpful for people like me who have absolutely destroyed the game before but are playing on a different console and don't want to deal with all the extra effort. I said, you know what, fucking fine. I don't care. I'm playing a ranged class anyways. I'm not taking damage. I'm not too worried about it. And so I'm hunting the same monster over and over again to make the armor. Because I'm gonna make the armor. You can bet your ass I'm gonna look good.
Okay. I've returned.
Hello.
So I walked 2 miles today. That was fun.
Not bad.
Nothing like walking 2 miles in, 80-degree heat. Realizing you don't have a fucking mask and having to walk back home.
See, I always carry mine in my jacket, and I always wear my jacket, so I don't have a problem.
Well, I don't wear a jacket. I wear pants and a t-shirt and today I have shorts. And I had left the mask in my jeans from yesterday, and I got all the way up there, saw that the sign said that a mask was required, otherwise barred entry. And so I just stood there at the outside thing, looked at the lady who was working there. I was like, "Is this being enforced?" She goes, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, all right." Turn around, walked home.
Like, thank you for not being a Karen or a Kevin.
Oh, I'm not gonna flip out. No, it's a Kyle. Technically, is the actual term for it, which is even better. But yeah, no, I was like, okay, hey, nothing I can do about it. So I walked home, irritated, but like, no big deal. But yeah, So that was my fun adventure. After yesterday's fun D&D session where, well, no one showed up.
Really?
Seriously?
So Fuka showed up. Fraz told me he was going to be between 5 to 30 minutes late. He was taking a shower. I was like, okay, I can accept this. You know, whatever. You're late. I get it. It happens. But Wolf, who continued to PM me, never let me know he wasn't going to show up. He was PMing me like he was on his way. And Trent just didn't even bother. So I'm like, about 45 minutes in, it was me and Fuka still. And this is 45 minutes from the start of the stream. Fries just showed up, and I'm like, alright, fuck this. I'm gonna go play Minecraft. And we talked for about a half an hour while I did that, and then I called the stream, so that was fun.
It
I'm,
is.
I'm totally not salty as a DM that, my players didn't have the kindness to message me and let me know they weren't gonna show up.
Right.
Yeah, no, I feel like if you're not gonna show, you should say something.
Yep. But I'll get the same excuse I get usually from them, which I've grown to accustomed to as well. It's a holiday, you should have expected this. While I appreciate these guys as people, as players, they are some of the biggest assholes I've met, and they wonder why I'm out for blood constantly. Piss off your
Yeah, no,
DM?
I'm
That's what
gonna be
happens.
gone regardless, like, of vacation. I'm gonna let you know.
Yeah, no, I already told Jim that your vacation on the 16th of August, I would not expect you on that weekend to be playing D&D, and I will probably be canceling the session for that day.
Yeah, you don't have to cancel the entire session for that.
I do, because I don't want you using that as an excuse to come join. Get over it.
As an excuse to wait, what?
Just here's some advice. When the DM decides something, you accept it and move on.
I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm appreciative, but like
Good. Then be
that's
appreciative
like
and keep your mouth shut on the subject.
uh, that affects
You
more people than
heard.
just me.
That doesn't matter. If I thought it would be an issue, I would have brought it up to the group. Now again, if the DM states it, you shut your mouth and accept it.
Thank you, sir.
You don't have to thank me. I'm just doing it to be a kind person. But I don't expect kindness back in the return. This is just called being human. And I highly doubt any of the players are going to be bothered by this.
Okay, well, I have this thing called a guilty conscience.
That's really stupid of you to have with me. Oh,
What?
I'm totally
Cyrus,
sorry.
that reminds me. Allow me to test my thing real quick. I gotta make sure this works. Let me pull up something. Let's do this. Oh, cool, it works.
Who's typing?
No, me and Cyrus have Beyond 20 we're working with. Enjoy my angry chicken's tail spike. So I also went on and, as I mentioned, bought all the adventure books for D&D Beyond, minus the pre-order one. So we now have a very big collection of weapons, monsters, and items.
Nice.
So that's been kind of nice. And then for some reason, and I don't know why I did it, I went on to Humble Bundle today and bought the map pack that they have available, not realizing it was part of a separate website.
Uh,
So I'm kind of sad about that. I mean, it's $30 gone, but whatever. Still. Oh man.
I can still imagine that being a little bit frustrating.
Well, I guess it's more the issues I should have read the thing before buying, but I was like, yeah, I'll just check it out. It won't be a big issue.
is it at least the digital map so you could
Yeah. Oh yeah,
another
it's
player?
a Pro Fantasy Software
No.
Ltd. Yeah, so it's not too terrible. It's just it sucks that I didn't read the fine print and then I have to install something for it.
Uh,
Yeah.
FK 1 second, I'll be right back.
Sounds good. I do believe Maya said she was gonna be late anyways, so
Yeah. Cameron said he'll be on shortly,
Oh, okay, cool.
and I beat the DM as per usual.
Wait, what?
I was on here before you.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking shit for a moment. I was like, wait, what was that?
No, I wasn't. So, that might have come off bad. Not my intention.
was about to say, wow, okay, uh-huh.
No, it just shows that I don't have a fucking life.
Oh, stop with the self-pity. Gods.
Oh no, that's not self pity. Trust me. Trust me, that's not self pity.
Okay, second rule in this group. No self-pity. It annoys me. Have confidence in yourself. Or fake it. I don't care. Alright.
I do though.
Good. Show it more often. I don't want to hear you self-pitying. It annoys me. Let's see. How do I download this? Sure. Let me look at my products. Welcome back.
I'm gonna kill a poison chicken.
All right.
Chicken and a poison chicken? What?
My poison chicken is now an angry chicken.
Wait, what are you fighting?
Puke puke.
Oh, the Pookie Pookie. So, Fuka.
Yes.
Mhm.
Fuka fuka.
Mhm. We call it Fuka because that's what Wolf nicknamed the Pookie, or calls him Pookie all the time. Ah, man.
Ah.
Mhm. I just realized I'm off camera. I keep thinking my camera's off to the right more. There we go. Oh, yeah. So I still haven't been able to access my payroll or to log any of my hours for a paycheck yet, which has been great. I love COVID for the same reason I hate it. Working from home is amazing, but I'm gonna be honest, it's been a pain in my ass. Oh, yeah.
Did you,
Hmm?
did you finally get a working computer or a
Oh,
way to
yeah.
access it?
So I got the working laptop on Thursday at around 10:30 a.m. Well, we had Friday off because of a bank holiday, it being a bank holiday here in the U.S. So I literally got on, and my boss, who's in South Africa, and because my company's international that I work for, they count all bank holidays, unless except for the Europeans because they get fucking one every other 2 weeks. So only they
Fucking
get those
right.
days off. We here in America don't, neither do any of the other countries. But so she's in South Africa, but she runs on the American calendar. So by the time I got on, finally, she had logged off for the day. I'm like, fuck. And my other boss was away for the day because she was in meetings all day. So I'm like, okay, so what am I supposed to do? Like, I got logged in and I'm just sitting here, like, going through my email, reading everything. And then I'm like, all right, it says to go to Learning Edge and start doing the trainings and then read through all these documents. So I read through 2 of the documents of 7, and they're fucking like 50, 60 pages a piece, which, oh, God, I thought college was hard. Hi, Funny Boy. And yeah, then I started doing 2 of the Learning Edge assignments, and then tried the third one. And by then it was already like 5 o'clock. And I was like, I'm logging off for the day. And my great aunt's been telling me that if she catches me working this weekend, she's going to yell at me. So because she works for the same company. But the thing is, we're not supposed to work on the weekends or our days off because we don't get paid for it, and the company doesn't want to have to deal with that. Yeah. But yeah, to put it short, yeah, I got my computer. It works. I can log into the system, but I can't do like payroll. I can't pick my benefits. I can't do anything that like you'd normally do when you first start your job.
Nice. Well, at least you got a computer that works.
Yeah, I mean that's nice. I'm waiting for them to end up sending me a second screen because I have a feeling that's gonna happen soon. Oh, they also sent me an iPhone that they accidentally realized they weren't supposed to send me because we don't need it for our department. So I got this iPhone. I'm sitting here looking like, fuck, I don't know how to use an iPhone. I've never owned an iPhone. I've always been an Android guy. And so, I mean, when Android
You
and
just
iPhone,
gained so much respect for me.
huh?
You just gained so much respect
Well, I was a
from me.
programmer. Apple's a piece of shit when it comes to programming. And as a game designer, they're also one of the hardest groups to license with because of the fact that they have so much annoying shit to deal with as far as paperwork.
Yeah.
Anyways, so they sent me an iPhone, and I'm on a chat with IT, and they tell me, oh, you can't get an Android device unless you're in this certain part of the country. I'm like, okay, no worries. I'm like, but they sent me this full thing. I'm like, I don't know how to use this. So my great aunt, who's 60 plus, is looking at me, or told me, she's like, oh, I can show you how to set it up. I'm like, I'm the one who set your phone up. Like, I'm a little concerned here. So I got turned on, and then of course I couldn't actually use it unless I connected the computer. So I finally get my laptop and connect it and start setting it up, and then I see the email. We weren't supposed to give these to you, and we accidentally ordered these for all the new hires in this department. So can you guys send those back via the company's FedEx account? I'm like, so of course I won't have to pay for it, but it's still like, you, I did this. I set this whole thing up after a full fucking week. Finally learned how to use an iPhone. Was watching YouTube tutorials, and then you tell me I don't need it. Great. I'm like, fuck me.
It's for the better. It's an iPhone.
Uh huh. Well, I'm just like, seriously, come on. It's been shit
All
left
that
and
effort
right.
for nothing.
Yeah. I mean, it's been shit left and right, honestly. The best thing is, so I got a message from my boss Thursday afternoon, and she goes, because one of my bosses, I have two bosses, I have a line manager and I have a project manager. Since I'm a PMA, I work with the project manager, but my line manager is the person who's charging me, like kind of like an HR relationship.
Yeah.
Anyways, so my line manager messaged me at the end of the day saying, "Hey, welcome to IQVIA. We have tomorrow off. Enjoy your first week of free or of pay without having to do anything." I'm like, "Yeah, I got paid to play Minecraft all week. All right." Which again, by the
Nice.
way, for those who are watching this stream who have no idea what I'm talking about, the reason I didn't stream this last week is because technically I was on the clock for my company, and I'm not technically allowed to do anything that would when on the clock when I have my work hours set, which are 7 to 3 p.m. I'm not allowed to like do anything that would conflict with my work. Twitch does technically conflict, so I can't actually stream until after 3 p.m. each day, and then I can stream on the weekends. So, and I can't talk about like anything we work with or anything like that, but I can joke around about this type of stuff because
Hello, Jimmy John's.
wait, what? Hi, Maya.
What did I walk into?
Uh,
I just found it funny that Captain said hello, Jimmy John's, when
yeah.
the thing beeped.
I was like,
Don't worry
okay.
about it.
I kind of want some Jimmy John's down. Was just about to go to your YouTube when I saw your stream pop up. Yeah, I am still posting on YouTube and I am still recording, but again, it's the same thing. Couldn't record this week because of the fact of my work. So, this next week I should start back up to getting things more set up. So,
Fun.
mhm. But yeah, that's my week's been interesting. Man. And I've been looking at more D&D maps and stuff like that online, trying to get some ideas for some Minecraft builds because I'm having fun actually recreating some of these in Minecraft. It's interesting.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Yeah, like I said, I'm building the
Make a
basic
giant
keep.
Tarrasque in Minecraft.
No, I'm good.
Jesus
I'm
Christ,
not that
no.
artistic. Nope.
Yeah, I know. I saw your attempt at a boat.
You know what, Captain?
Is that an insult?
All right,
little
where's
bit.
my black dragon dice? It's time.
No.
Yep, it's time. It's happening.
Go with the silver ones. That's the one I chose. That I think messed us up real bad.
DM, I'm sorry.
It's too late.
No takey backsies.
I don't accept your forgiveness.
I heard you're working with Redstone. You should make an 8-bit computer.
No, okay. Allow me to explain that one because I know you were. I bet you were in the stream yesterday for that. It took me 4 hours to build the simplest goddamn thing.
Yeah, I saw chat on Discord.
Oh god,
Yeah.
dude, yeah, it was mind numbing. And the best thing is, I need to go back and fix a bunch of things because I missed some connections. it was rough. I'm not gonna lie. I did finally get to work, and then I was gonna do a light system as well, but I was like, you know what? I'm
I can
good.
wire up a light system for you.
Nah, man. I'm done with redstone for a little while. I'm not gonna lie.
Captain just flexing his redstone.
No,
Yeah.
no, no. I'm doing anything to avoid a black dragon at this level.
Oh no, I'm not gonna throw a black dragon at you. I'm using my black dragon dice.
Why is there an angry chicken in the chat?
Oh, I was testing
Don't
the
worry
dice
about
roller.
it.
Oh no, you guys can't handle that. That's that was considered deadly for Grim Legacy. Like, That's a CR17 monster. I was just testing to see if my thing linked.
Is that an 8 or an AD to hit? Like, what's the green dot supposed to be?
Let me look. That is an 8 that it got.
Okay,
Yeah,
what's the green dot for?
That is, I don't know. Good question.
I'm not.
It might be part of its action that it used. Since it's an
Maybe.
attack instead of a saving throw.
Because there's a red dot next to Cyrus's wisdom save.
Yep.
Yeah.
You're not that autistic. Wait. What is that to comment to, Fenny? I'm curious.
I think they meant
Yeah, I'm
artistic.
also curious.
My Twitch keeps freezing. Hey man, I feel that. That's why I don't run Twitch on my main computer. I have OBS on this one, and I have my
Yeah.
laptop running it.
That's why I don't watch while I'm also
Mhm.
in it, because live streams do not want to load for me.
Probably doesn't help that I'm actually currently downloading the DD3 setup to do some map work later. So, when that's done, my stream should stop freezing a little bit.
In theory.
And my bitrate's terrible usually. But, yeah. So, look forward to this week a lot of Minecraft streams, because I'm going to be playing Minecraft in the evenings just to unwind. So, plus we have a massive fortress to still build. I have not even finished a core of that keep. I've only got the guest bedrooms done. You said you
That
weren't the
reminds me. I meant
artistic.
to ask
Yeah.
you. Are there any jungle biomes nearby? Because that's what my giant ass journey was for. I was looking for every single wood type, and that's the only one I haven't found yet.
Why didn't you just ask me for some jungle saplings? I have a bunch.
Well, eggs.
Yeah, you don't tell. If you tell me these things, I can help you. Yeah, I got
DM
a
is
full
Mr.
stack.
Beast. He has all the trees.
Mm-hmm.
I ask you for help while I'm 50,000 blocks out, and you give me a compass.
That's because I didn't want to log on to the server.
50,000.
I didn't want to.
Good exercise.
Listen,
So, Captain, will you walk 50,000 blocks?
5 hours to get back home.
Listen, I was working out. That was funny, by the way, Cyrus. I was working out. I was getting ready to log into work, and Captain messaged me trying to get me to help him out at like 5 in the morning or something like that. I can't remember if it was
It's
the
not
morning or
that
the
early.
evening. It is for
It was the
me.
morning.
Okay, I'm up at 5:30 a.m. my time. So remember that. That's like 8:30 your time.
So that's like 6 for Captain, isn't it?
No, Captain's 2 hours ahead of me, I think. 3 hours,
Yeah.
something like
Oh.
that. Anyways,
I'm in the
I
prep.
forget he's 1 hour behind me.
so I'm sitting there. By the way, I'm echoing into your mic, Captain.
As per usual, god damn it.
Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, he messages or he asks me, and I'm like, who woke me up? Why are you waking me up? And I look at my phone and I see it's Discord. I'm like, okay, and this isn't even someone I'm attracted to. So god damn it, why are you messaging me on Discord? So I look at it and he messages me saying he's lost and needs help. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna give him a compass, and that'll help him because it'll point him towards spawn. That was my thinking. I was like, that it'll help. Because I had just woken up, I was getting ready to work out. I was gonna go make my pre-workout and get that all done. And yeah, then I look at, and then when he started complaining about the compass, I'm like, you shithead, I don't care. Leave me alone. There's a rule of thumb: don't bother me about Minecraft until I can log on. What you should have asked
Saw
is
you
said,
were online, otherwise I wouldn't have complained.
"Oh, I'm online 24/7 because I'm on my phone. Because I don't turn my phone off when I go to bed just in case of an emergency." So, but I'm in bed by 8 p.m. my time, and usually not like I won't be on my computer after that, and then I'm not up till about 5:30 a.m. something like that. So, the better advice next time you say you need help is say that, hey, can you opt me because I'm working on something, and make it something that I have an interest in actually giving you a reason so you can teleport yourself. Good intentions is the opposite of good execution. There was no good intention. I mean, I just figured a compass would be the easiest way of giving him something so that way he'd leave me alone so I could sleep.
Yeah, but you didn't even set a lodestone or anything.
Oh, wait, what's a lodestone?
A thing that would make the compass useful.
Oh, I thought compass is just pointing it to your like spawn point.
They point north, DM.
Wait, really? No, they
point
don't.
north.
No, they
Yes.
point toward your spawn in Minecraft.
Not mine. It pointed north.
Wait, no. Really?
When I got home, my compass was not pointing towards spawn.
With the add-ons you have on there, DM, it could have fucked up the compass too.
No, it always points the direction of your spawn point. That's how a compass
Well,
works.
The add-ons you have might have changed that.
Okay, I doubt that. I really do. It's 1.16, yeah. Oh, they have a new system. You need a lodestone. Well, I just got one from the Nether the other day, so I found one in the remnant one of the remnant castle chests. Oh, well, shit.
Yeah. So when
I
you
bet
gave
you.
me a compass, I thought you were saying get fucked.
I bet you that lodestone is the one that Wolf has right in his base.
No, unless you click that exact compass on that exact lodestone, it's not going to do anything except point north.
Oh. Well, sorry, no, I'm still. Well, remember, I've played Minecraft since the alpha. I don't use compasses or any of that shit anymore. So I just assumed it still worked like the olden ways, which was it pointed to your spawn point or it pointed towards spawn. And either way, I figured from there you could get home.
I was able to get home once freaking Gem hopped on and told me her coordinates.
Did you go and write the coordinates down somewhere so that way, or at least in the Minecraft chats, and pin it so that way you can always find it?
I have them memorized.
Yeah, well, that's good. Let me reset the server real quick.
You having a good time over there?
Oh, yeah. Gotta torture someone. I mean, I've been up since 5 a.m. since someone woke me up about a compass.
That was like several days ago.
Yeah, on a day I was working. That's the even better part.
I apologize.
It's like, well, because it was you and Wolf were up at like 4. And I'm like, God, I'm happy I turned my phone sound off at night because the amount of Discord messages on there. Yeah, man. Well, since everyone is here, we can get going. Now that Captain has a reason to go get a lodestone and search the Nether.
I think we all have a reason to go get one. I think
mean,
we should keep stealing them from Wolf.
Wolf doesn't. I think. I don't know if he has one.
Fire netherite.
Well, I don't, but good to know. Wait, they require netherite to mine?
I think they require netherite to work.
Oh. Oh shit.
Like
I-
in order to make one, you need netherite.
Oh, I already have
Like
one because you can find them in the remnant chests.
Really?
Yeah, I found one in a remnant fortress. That's also where I found my netherite.
Huh.
So, because I
Guess
I
you
went
got
and
really good spawns because the freaking nether fortress I found, all it had was
it
like some
wasn't
stuff,
another
like,
fortress.
stuff.
It wasn't a fortress. It was an actual a remnant.
Well, yeah, I've been in a remnant. I thought
Yeah.
that's
So, but anyways, let's get started. Last time we left off, the party explored the sea turtle known as Diamond Senior. They found Cyrus's lost child and managed to climb over the turtle to escape into the ocean, heading north on their journey. We come back to the party having spent a few days at sea at this point. The seas have gotten rougher. A storm has been brewing in the far eastern horizon, and eventually will has caught up with you lot. It's not causing the waters to be any more choppy than, rather, just a little more aggressive than usual. But with a continuous rain pour, the sounds of thunder, the flash of lightning, it isn't exactly the most comfortable as much of the crew continues working, many of them doing what they can, both, uh, give me a moment, Bridlin and Athlena, doing their jobs, keeping up with everything, chatting, joking, Bridlin handing out small swigs of mead to keep the crew warm and somewhat coherent throughout all this. The many merchants that are traveling with you, well, specifically 4 merchants that are traveling with you, have decided to go down below, kind of chilling out and relaxing in the cabins down or down in the lower area decks. There we go. It is, if you had to guess, maybe somewhere around midday. However, with the thick clouds, it's too hard to see at this point. In the past coming days, you did notice that Cyrus never changed captain during your guys' little soiree in your captain's quarters.
Alright then.
Otherwise, the day has gone on. Zaya is typing something.
Yep.
Yeah, yep. There's a website for that. Um. So, as the day has gone on, what would you guys like to do? I will start at the top of the line in order of hierarchy, starting with captain.
Midday, I'll just make some checks to make sure the crew's doing alright, see if there's anything going on.
Other than a few having some of Bridlin's mead, most are doing
Oh,
pretty
that's
well.
cool. Then if there's nothing going wrong, then I would probably just head to the helm and sail the ship.
Okay. Go ahead and give me a performance check for that, please, and thank you.
Okay, just a sec. Freaking.
I'm picturing Captain dancing while he steers.
Trying to find my D20.
Dancing around, looking for some dice to throw at
Steering
people.
with his feet,
hmm
doing a bunch of acrobatic stuff.
Where the fuck? There it is.
Some
Picks
jazz
up-
hands.
Picks up
Yeah.
the steering wheel, or the wheel, and flings it around the air, nails it back down.
14.
Yes. 14. With a 14, you manage to keep the ship steady. The sails are holding well. The men seem to stick to your confidence and your abilities and manage to keep the ship afloat for the most part. Right. Zaya, what would you like to be doing?
Fun. Okay. I guess number one, I'll also be kind of going around the ship, doing my job as like first mate to like make sure everyone's getting along. If there's issues, that I bring them up to captain. Like just trying to help diffuse any escalated situations and keep everyone in a good mood.
Give me an insight check, please.
Okay. They all want to kill us.
That's a normal D&D session with me.
8.
Your-
I don't trust any of them. They're all
Um,
aliens.
But for the most part, the crew seems happy. Generally, there doesn't seem to be any issues that you notice. Most seem to be in good or high spirits as they continue to do their jobs. Enjoying the evil or the easy easy
Wow.
days.
Whoa.
I mean, I can do my evil gnome laugh if you'd like. A few crewmen seem a little distracted by the water itself as they keep looking off to the right side of the ship into the water, but otherwise nothing seems to catch your eye out.
Can
Yes.
I go investigate like the water? Just like
Give me a
glance over,
perception.
see what they're looking at. Okay. Let's see how I rolled tonight, guys. That's 7. We're going down. I'll be in the
Super
negatives here shortly.
It's water. It's dark. It's wet,
Mm,
and there are
yes.
raindrops dropping off or flying
Water.
out of it. or flying off of it as it smacks into the ground. Otherwise, oh, there's also a ship beneath
Okay.
you. You notice. You do realize you're standing on a wooden vessel.
God.
Ah,
The
yes.
raindrops keep
Water.
falling
Zaya
on
must
my
not
head.
have slept well. Anyway, once I'm done doing my rounds around the crew, playing music to heighten spirits, I want to go check in on Cyrus
Okay.
and see his mental health.
All right.
I'm very much worried.
Let's start with Malthor though. What would you like to be doing during this?
I guess I'm gonna make sure there's no diseases running rampant, and if there are, I'll handle them. And if I had destroy water, I'm gonna suggest any spellcasters to use destroy water on the fucking clouds.
Water.
Okay. The clouds seem to stay. The rain continues. However, you do find that a few of the crew members seem to be suffering from a few slight diseases. Nothing extreme, just some minor stuff from terrible lifestyles on land. Stuff you've seen in the past amongst sailors.
I'm gonna tell them to knock it the fuck off while they're sailing.
One looks at you and laughs and scrapes the scales off of his leg and throws them at you.
It's for your health. If you love the sea, live longer to be with it, damn it.
Good way of convincing them. Otherwise, yeah, it seems overall completely normal. Not many men seem to be bothering you too much, and it seems to be an easy day for you.
Well, then I'll also, with the rest of the time that I'm not spending dealing with that, I will try and train Zaya with a sword.
That
Fun training montage time.
okay. Go ahead and give me a. Give me a moment. Let me pull something up real quick.
Do I have to roll as well, or is this just Malthor?
Un momento, por favor.
See.
Go ahead and give me just. Let's go with a general intelligence check for this, Malthor.
All right. 18. 19. I forgot my +1. I'm an idiot.
Okay, and Zaya, please give me a intelligence check as well. Thank you very much.
Okay. I don't know how this is gonna go.
Worse than your last
With
roll?
my rolls. No, better. 10.
You're average.
Oh, good.
It's so funny.
Zaya's
getting
not
first
feeling it
off.
today.
Malthor, while your teaching is on point, even the crewmen start to pick up a few kind of ideas as they watch you try and teach Zaya. Zaya just doesn't seem to understand anything and fails at every task you put in front of her.
Zaya had some rough night sleeping, like something about the waves. She had some kind of nightmare. She's like, eye bags, just like holding the
You know,
sword,
it's not really
staring
fun,
into
but
the
I don't know what's the
distance.
problem.
All right.
She's dreaming of her tentacle daddy.
No, I am not.
That would cause me nightmares too.
That would. And I rolled to attack. No.
With your rolls,
Hit
I think
Malthor with a stick.
you're more
Watch,
likely
I'll
to fall
get
in
a
the
nat
ocean.
20
Roll to
I-
attack because you're finally taking the training seriously, damn it.
with a stick. What's my bonus to hit?
Oh,
Just with like a
Nothing.
rapier?
Yeah, it's like a +1. I'll be right back. Let me grab something.
Like, do I count my rapier bonus or just like?
One, where are you getting the stick from? We're on a boat.
Well, we're training, so I imagine we had like training swords, or I have my normal rapier.
the most you probably have would either be your actual rapier
Not my vorpal one.
or
And I have no
Honestly,
other weapons. I just have my
probably-
Greco
So,
blade.
just
Am I
pro-
practicing with my normal rapier, DM?
Yes. And you are
Okay, then let
failing
me roll
terribly.
that. Oh, I got a 10 again. Never mind.
And you are failing terribly as Captain, you watch in dismay as your queen stabs the boat.
I face palm.
The boat
I look
seems
at her
unfazed.
just like, what the fuck? You were supposed to hit me, not the boat.
Can't you tell I am trying to hit
No,
you.
I can't have Cyrus cast sleep on you.
You wouldn't understand prophetic dreams, stuff like that.
Oh, so
I
you're gonna
will
use
end
tentacle
training
god, got it.
today. I'm just gonna take my sword and point at him and be like, I may not be able to stab you, but that doesn't mean I can't kill you in other ways. But it's not a very serious threat, considering how bad I'm rolling.
You know what? I could take that threat with all seriousness and just sink the ship with us all on it. You really want me to?
Malthor, please, I appreciate the offer, but I would like to end the training today.
Alright, alright. So keep dreaming about your tentacle god.
All right, Cyrus.
He's a kraken.
What would you like to be doing in your time?
I will have been pretty much whenever I can studying the Cyrus Jr.'s journal.
Okay.
See if I can glean anything more out of it.
Go ahead and roll an investigation check for me.
Okay. Boom. 18.
All right, give me a moment. As you continue reading through, you find on further pages, down at the bottom of this, or at the very bottom of it, the ink seems to slightly appear as you move the candle closer to it, as you're looking over the book. And as you read it, the simple saying says, "The helm shaped for kings, a gate to protect the truth."
Okay. Kings. Sorry, what was the last part?
Here, I will copy and paste it straight
Perfect.
into. Whoa, that was a weird thing to do. One sec. Into the Discord for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Okay.
All right. The other thing you notice, Cyrus, during your time flipping through the pages late into the night, is your finger seems to look very different as you look down. I assume you don't wear gloves, correct?
Correct.
As you notice your fingers in the middle of the night, a few nights after the whole incident with Captain pulling you aside into his room to discuss things with you, you notice that your finger is almost bone colored and seems to have had all the flesh and muscle removed from it as you look down it. And as you start to look over, kind of pulling yourself away from the book, your whole arm and hand seems to be just like that. All bone.
Fun. Okay.
Too bad pyres aren't in vain because there's not a single goddamn mirror on the ship.
Magic mirror? Freeze water? Look into water?
We would have water buckets on the ship, so if the
Mhm.
water was still enough, you'd be able to look at yourself.
Given you're in the middle of a storm, it's not going to be very still.
Right.
Freeze it!
I have
Okay.
Ray of Frost.
Oh my god, guys, it's not that important.
All right.
Yes, it is.
As you
Yes, it is. You need to have a Disney princess moment where you look in water and reflect upon yourself.
as you
sing.
continue reading through, you see a little, or as you keep flipping through pages, you find something that catches your eye, a secondary item. Only 2 pages ahead, whereas there is no more ink. There is a scale, what looks to be a snake scale of some sort, just sitting in the journal itself. No markings. It's a simple green scale.
Okay.
And that's about all you get from the book at this point.
Work.
Is there anything else?
At some point, probably later in this time spent, seeing that my hands seem to be doing what captains used to be or used to do, I would probably try to find a time when he's not in the middle of steering the ship, and probably try to talk to him. Hey, say, Captain, you got a second?
So where am I at this point?
At the helm.
Okay, so then I'm assuming my navigator is close by.
Mm-hmm.
I would just hand off the helm to him, and I would say, "Yeah, what's up?"
Remember that first night after we left the turtle, you wanted to see me before sundown?
I did.
Been seeing some weird stuff. It seems my hand and arms might be starting to do what I guess you did do. I don't know. Every night.
A gesture for you to show me.
I show you.
Well, shit.
That's what I was thinking.
Do your best not to show this to the crew.
That I can do.
Get some gloves. Get a hood.
Okay.
That's what we forgot. A tailor.
So,
Mouth sort of
uh,
yells to
Shows up
himself.
out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just on another part of the deck. Spilt coffee on him or something.
I'm spilling ale upon myself. We forgot a fucking tailor.
Bridlin looks him dead in the eyes and goes, "Damn."
If you would
You want
like
extra
to
mozzarella
attempt,
on your pizza, ma?
the cloaks seem to have cured me, but I'm not of magic origin.
I know. I'm asking if you want it on there.
I'm not talking to you. Talking to Cyrus.
Yeah.
He was talking to his mother.
Oh,
Ignore me. I forgot to mute myself.
I mean, yeah, we can. Yeah, I don't know what that would do to a magic user like me.
As you look at the cloak, Cyrus, you notice something. When the captain's cloak has changed from the rich purple it used to be to a white color at this point.
okay. It's never been white before.
Sorry, I was just going back to read the description.
No, you're good.
I mean, what are the cons of the whole pros cons thing? What's the cons of letting this go further? By the way, Kat, you're cured now fully from the cloak? It hasn't come back?
As far as I'm aware. I mean, I feel normal. Nothing's changed.
And I assume, DM, I really haven't been hungry or satisfied by anything I've eaten then
Nope.
as part of this? Or I have been or I haven't been?
You have not.
Okay. Okay. I mean, I suppose we could try it. I probably... Yeah, I don't know. Need to probably remove all my other magic items that I have on me if we're going to try it so that it doesn't also absorb their power.
That would be a smart idea.
Hide the spell books.
Yeah. Let me think about it for a little bit.
That's perfectly fine. I understand. Maybe we can wait till we dock, just in case it does drain your magic, so we can find some weapons for you, so that you're not defenseless.
Yeah, that might be probably a good idea. I suppose I'll go try to find some gloves and
Gloves and a hood. Hide the
and a hood.
face.
Yep.
The face is gonna get pretty bad.
Or just pile on a lot of makeup.
Bridlin walks up and goes, "I mean, I don't think it can get worse, to be honest."
Thanks, Captain.
No problem. Just stay safe. Don't do anything rash.
Don't
If
go
the
near the
crew
blue boat.
does see you, just tell them to come to me.
Will do.
As you're walking away, Cyrus, Bridlin kind of pushes past you, looking at Captain, and goes, "Huh, 2 skeletons. Interesting. Anyways, I got something for you, there, Cap.
What do you mean 2?
Oh, I didn't tell you. I'm a cleric. I can sense you're dead.
That can't be right. I was cured.
No, you're still dead. You're just not being affected by the curse.
Well, shit.
Yeah, gods are assholes like that, aren't they? Anyways, there's a big bronze like looking. I mean, I'm gonna describe it as a floater following us.
A big bronze floater?
Yeah, I don't know.
What's that turd doing chasing us?
I'm sorry, but I don't understand.
He looks at you and goes, I'll be honest. It's big, it's bronze, and it looks like it could be a whale of some sort.
I go to see if I can see what he's seeing.
As he kind of drags you over to or ships you over to the side of the back end of the ship, you look out and you can see what looks to be a very large, sparkling bronze object swimming right beside you, or right beside the ship. This looks to be a small blue whale, almost in size.
I'm assuming we're at full sail right now.
And it is keeping pace.
I gesture to Zia, Zia, Zia,
Zaya.
Zia. Okay, God, I can never remember which one's right. Fucking Christ, sorry. Where are you at this time?
Well, I said earlier I was gonna look for Cyrus to check in on him, but it sounds like it's night now.
Oh,
So I don't know where I'd be if I'd just be hanging out on the ship,
It's about
or if I'd have
afternoon at
found
this
him by
point.
now. Oh, okay.
You're
So have I
strumming somewhere.
met up with Cyrus yet, or am I still currently looking for him?
Well, Cyrus has been just got done talking with the captain and just walked away at this point, so I assume you would have followed him off to wherever he went as he looked for gloves and a
Yeah.
hood.
Yeah, I went to go talk to him.
So you're not at the helm?
Probably not, no.
Okay.
Not within sight, I imagine.
Alright, then I just do myself, I shout over the sorry, my throat just got clogged up there. Shout over the ship, to bring the sails to half, to see if it's going to keep pace or if it's just going to go on by.
Alright, as you shout, Bridlin shouts right after you, copying exactly word for word what you say, and the crew begins to pull the sails up, and the whale-like creature seems to slow down, keeping pace.
I
I
say
so
again
want
to
to
the
make a
crew,
dad
full
it's
stop.
following me joke, but I don't think this is the time.
I just shout again, full stop.
Okay. Bridlin repeats after you, and the crew pulls the sail fully up and stops the rowing team, pulls in the oars, and ship basically stops moving except for as the sea pushes around. The whale-like creature seems to come to a full stop as well.
Is the
Do we
anchor
drop
on the same
anchor?
side as the creature?
No, it's on the left side of the ship. You're on
And
the right.
it doesn't look big enough where if I were to drop anchor, it would hit it.
No.
Okay, then I tell Brenlin to get them to weigh anchor as well.
Bridlin follows the orders and gets the men to start as the anchor drops, and you can feel the ship come to a halt.
I then go to lower deck to see if I can get a closer look at it.
Okay, we're gonna come back to you here in a moment. Cyrus and Zaya, as you head below deck to where the crew quarters are, Zaya finally catching up with Cyrus. You feel the ship kind of lurch and start to slow down as you guys are able to finally converse with no one around.
Do I notice Cyrus's, new undead thing, or has he already like put stuff on to cover it?
Oh, it's pretty clear. He has yet to find any gloves or covering.
And okay, and I assume Cyrus hasn't told Zaya yet. Hey, I got Captain's curse.
No, not yet.
Okay, so she's like walking up, and she's like, Cyrus, I've been meaning to talk to you. How are you doing? Oh my God! What
Yeah.
happened? Why are you undead?
So this thing happened. Seems that coin that Captain was worried about somehow, I don't know, is tied to his curse that I picked up in his quarters
So
after the
you
turtle
got
thing.
Captain's curse.
Seems that way.
Okay.
Just trying to find some gloves and a hood
And
or cloak or something like that.
it's harmless, this curse?
I just hold my hand up and say, well, I don't know. I didn't really get all the details.
Can I make
from Captain.
an Arcana check or something to see if I can tell what it might do to him?
Sure.
And okay. And while I'm studying it, I'll also pull out in my disguise kit. I assume I have gloves.
Yeah, you would.
Assuming they could fit him, I'll
They
offer
do not.
the gloves to him. Oh darn. Okay. 8 again.
This
Nothing
magic,
above a 10.
you don't
Wow.
recognize this magic whatsoever. This doesn't seem to have any magical powers coming off of him, or like an aura coming off of him at all, like from the
Okay.
curse itself.
Sazai is just kind of staring at his hand a bit tired, worriedly, and then it's like, well, have you talked to Captain about it yet?
Yeah, actually, I just got done talking to him. He suggests the hood and tried to keep it from the
Yeah, it
crew.
would be-
We were thinking maybe trying to use the cloak. Not certain what that will.
The one that absorbs the magic. Well,
Yeah,
it did
but
work on Captain.
yeah, I mean he hasn't been changing. It's from what he said. It sounds like it worked, but I don't know.
You are the one who knew about the cloak. Would you know what it would do if it came in contact with you?
I mean, I know that without the use of another item, it can potentially be bad for magic users because it might absorb their magic. Possibly, I don't know.
Mm-mm. Well, I suppose we should maybe see that as a last resort. Has he tried ever going to a cleric to get the curse removed?
That I don't know. I haven't asked him.
Well, then
I mean,
I
it would be
suggest.
something we could try.
Yeah, I suggest we do that once we get to shore. Speaking of, the boat seems to have stopped. I'll go see what's going on.
As Zaya
Take care.
states that, you feel the boat come to a lurching stop, causing both of you to go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw to see if you manage to keep your feet.
Gosh, I'm good at dex, but with my rolls. Okay, a saving throw,
There's
you
a
said?
Zaya roll. Oh, I mean, roll.
Uh-huh.
Okay, saving throw. I get a +7. Let's see. Watch, nat 1. Oh, 14.
Zaya managed to keep her feet barely, as Cyrus falls straight on his butt as the ship comes
Can
to a
I
stop.
try to catch him?
Given your dexterity, no.
I was about to say, if
Okay.
you barely stay on your feet, if you try to catch him, you would fall on him.
Yeah, that's true.
As you're looking about though, Zaya, give me a perception check. As Cyrus is gonna be a little
Okay.
distracted.
Yeah, Cyrus is.
Cyrus, you do
over.
notice when the ship comes to a lurching stop that you see a big bottle or glass bottle of something
22.
orange moving
It's a
around.
miracle.
Okay. Zaya, you do see something very bright and bronze and very large outside the right side of the ship as you look through the what is basically a window that has been created into the bottom of the ship.
Okay, I'm going over right away to investigate. I'm very worried.
And Cyrus, yes.
Do the same thing.
Okay. Wait, you're investigating the liquid, or are you looking out the window?
I'm actually gonna look at the liquid to see what the heck that was.
Okay.
Or what
As you guys begin to move, you see Captain coming down. Alongside him is Bridlin, naturally, following him about. As you guys are now all on the lower deck, it's an empty deck. Cyrus, let's start with you. Go ahead and give me an investigation check to see if you can figure out what this is.
Okay. 29.
Damn.
20.
So you recognize this liquid somehow from a book you saw while in the Tiefling lands. This is considered a very rare brew of explosive mead made by the dwarves. They use this when sieging castles down to burn the wall or burn through stone, or to light it to in bottles such as this to make it explode and cause entire walls to collapse. You remember hearing Bridlin mention something about this while you guys have been on the deck or sailing with him for a few days, mentioning something about in his youth blowing up an entire castle with one single bottle of his own personal brew.
Fun. I
Can I
will.
drink that?
I will put it into my backpack for right now.
Okay.
Potentially deal with it later.
That doesn't
front
feel
of him.
wise.
All right. As you do so, give me a sleight of hand check, please.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't inspire.
Okay. So as you put it away, no one seems to notice it outright. So, Captain, as you come down, you see that Cyrus and Zaya are already down here. Like I said, this deck is completely cleared. No one's down here, but you can clearly see the shiny bronze object in the window. And we can't hear you, Captain, if you're talking. Oh, there you go.
I was gonna let you finish. I say good. I was looking for you too. What is that?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. I say, and I'm like looking out the window, very intently, very worried.
As you look out the window on the side of this creature, which you can't see the end of either end of it, you see something carved on it, Zaya. Very ancient runic languages. You speak Infernal, right?
Yeah, I speak Infernal, Gnomish, Elvish, Dwarvish, and Common.
All right, give me a moment. I'm gonna PM you what it says.
Oh boy.
I also speak Infernal. Do I see it?
Give me a perception check.
Okay. That's a fucked roll.
I don't know how to feel about that.
Is it passive perception?
If your passive is higher.
Okay, then we'll go with passive. 13.
All right, you don't notice the wording on it.
Oh, okay.
Can I make a history check?
Yeah, go ahead.
Zaya is looking very confused, still very worried.
Malthor, while you're up on top, you're watching as the crew's kind of chatting and joking with you, passing you brew and commenting, talk about stories from their youth.
I got a 9.
You've never heard about this thing historically.
I'm gonna turn to the other two, like she's looking confused, and she's gonna ask, like, all three of them, addressing Bidlin as well. Do any of you know what the Great Dork is?
Son of a fucking.
I'm very concerned by his reaction.
Don't, that's not character reaction.
Oh, okay.
That's player reaction.
Oh, I'm still worried. Now is Maya.
Bug.
We hate you.
Says I
Fire's just
can't
waiting for a
embarrass him in a
response.
D&D session. Takes that as a challenge and a half.
Oh, is that the inside joke?
Brinlin looks at you and goes, "Aye, I know what that creature is. We call them Wilmias. They're pretty well known from the New World. We've seen a few of them. A couple of traveling pirates and sailors mention that these things are good luck when they're working with us alongside a ship captain of sorts. They're supposed to forecast great treasure hoards and yada yada. They're apparently pretty smart creatures."
Oh, so this is a good sign.
By all
In that
accounts,
case, I
yes.
welcome it.
Should we offer it something? Does it need food or something?
He
Can I
look-
make a history check to know what it would like?
Sure, Captain.
Yeah, can I make like a nature check or something?
Go ahead, Zaya. A nature check will work.
Should I make a
Before I
Constitution saving throw since
Tell
I'm
you
getting
what I
drunk?
rolled. I'm not too worried
Yes,
about
Malthor.
it. Sorry, go ahead.
No, what's up, Captain?
16.
Got it.
Are these common in my land, or are they only in this world?
They are common to your world.
Okay. So would I have advantage, possibly?
I'll give you advantage
Cool.
on this.
And my first roll was way better, anyways. Okay. And it was history. 15.
Okay. You can't recall what these things specifically like to eat, as there's been no documentation on that. They're just well known to. What you do glean though is that these creatures follow around the greatest captains and sea what they call sea warriors of sorts. That even the greatest pirates all have one that they have tamed. And they're supposed to be a great way of gaining treasure on the in the deep seas. And Malthor, you managed to save, although you do feel bubbly.
I got a 16 for nature.
Zaya, you have no idea what this thing is. It looks like a whale to you, but you're not 100% sure.
Okay, well,
Yes.
Go ahead.
I
Do we
suppose
have a
we
bucket
should
of
just
krill?
help it as needed and make sure the crew don't anger it. It looks big enough to sink the ship.
I'm
That much
assuming
I can
Jory
tell.
would know what
I'm
it
throwing
is.
something at it now.
Well, if it's from the New World,
Apparently it's from both.
both worlds.
I simply say that I welcome it, and I gesture to Brendan because it seems like you're a little bit busy at the moment. To tell the crew to weigh anchor and bring the ship back to full.
Brendan nods and says, "Aye, Captain, but first I need your help with something above deck. If you'll follow me."
Can I
do
insight
so.
him?
Go ahead, Zaya.
I I have a +4 and everything, but I still roll awful. Oh, 11.
He seems to have good intent.
Okay, then Zaya just watches them leave.
Alright, as you go above deck, we'll come back to you in a moment. Cyrus and Zaya, are you guys going to follow them, or are you going to stay down there?
Well, Zaya's gonna just sort of turn to Cyrus, give him one last look over, kind of looking a bit still worried about him, and then be like, "Well, hopefully this is a good sign. If you need anything or if you're feeling unwell, I'll be around. Take care." And then she'll follow up after them.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep attempting to find gloves and like a cloak with a hood or something like that
Yeah.
for probably a few more minutes, and then if I can't find it, being that it's night now,
So I-
right?
It's,
I assume
yeah,
I
at
don't
this
have
point coming to
anything
evening.
Yeah.
in my
so then,
disguise kit that fit him.
yeah, so then I would
Right.
probably look around for a little bit longer, but then if not finding it and it being visible, I would probably attempt to head back to whatever quarters I have and stay there.
Yeah, where are we sleeping?
So most ships,
I sleep
I'm
on the
assuming,
medical
especially
deck.
one this big, have different types of quarters. There's captain quarters, there's officer quarters, then there's the typical crew quarters.
Okay.
I am assuming a ship of this size has a officer quarter for every single officer instead of all of them in the same quarter.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
a very
that
big
makes
ship.
sense.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so,
we have
you
our own
basically
room.
have like one class lower of a captain's quarter. So think of it as your own bedroom that's pretty well equipped.
Like private dorm roomish type thing.
Basically,
Yeah,
yeah.
pretty much. If the captain's quarters is a suite, then officer's quarters just a
Right.
plus experience.
Okay.
All
Yeah,
right.
so I'd head to my quarters toward the
Okay.
night. If I can't find anything, and then look tomorrow for what I need.
Okay. Malthor, you wanted to say something?
I'm just gonna go be like, why did we stop? I'm gonna go up to Cyrus and be like, damn it, Cyrus. Captain, be like, why did we stop?
I point at the very obvious reason for stopping.
I look over. Why is there a turd in the water?
I facepalm.
Bridlin looks at Captain,
What?
looks at
I've been
Malthor,
drinking.
stops, grabs Captain. Captain, please give me an athletics check.
You can bet your fucking ass I will.
Oh boy, is he trying to throw you overboard?
That is going to be a 19.
I did go above deck. Do I see this?
Captain, as you go to kind of sturdy yourself, seeing Bridlin going to grab, recognizing immediately what Bridlin's about to do because you've seen him do this so much now. He just kind of leans, grabs you by your belt loop, grabs you by the scarf of your shirt, picks you up, and tosses you straight over the overboard into the water.
Can I try to react to like grab
Can I
his
try and
collar
catch
or
him?
something?
Yeah, if I'm there, can I do something?
As Captain goes flying with the surprise, you look and you see that the whale or like creature seems to blow a bunch of water up into the air, launching Captain back onto the boat.
Well, it's a useful thing then. Okay. Explains it all.
Bridlin just
Can I
nods.
see
Thanks,
this?
Bridlin, for the...
Yeah, Zaya,
Bridlin,
you see
thank you.
this.
That's a better explanation than I've ever seen.
Did I come up and just see Bridlin throw Captain overboard with no context?
Pretty much, yes.
Asaya's gonna rush over, kind of grabbing at her rapier. What is going on? What are you doing?
I'm assuming I did not exactly stick the landing when I was
No.
thrusted back onto the ship.
Surprisingly, you're able to. It's a lot of you're very accustomed to having to deal with flying around between two ships when in combat.
Okay, good, because my acrobatics has a fucking +10. I would fight that shit.
Zaya, does a 29 hit your AC?
Yeah. Yes, it would. It would indeed. Did I get anything for that PM thing before I die?
Give me a moment. And I will answer that. To answer
got
your
a 20.
question, yes, you recognize this. This is very commonly known amongst a specific house. That is of the Helmshaper Castle Hold back in near Stonehold. It is supposedly long lost to history where it was located, but that is the famous saying of the Helmshaper house. Secondly, that's Cyrus. Zaya, as you go to pull your rapier, you take. Give me a moment. That is. Oh, here I can just roll this.
Well, I put my hand on the hilt. I didn't pull it out.
Oh, I know. Oops, that's not right. Give me a moment. There we go. Oh, there we go. All right. You take 12 points of bludgeoning damage. And give me a moment. Or sorry, no, that'd be. Does that calculate with the 10? Let me make sure. Oh, it did. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wait. The hell? Wait. That roll's weird. Okay. Oh, okay, sorry. Take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. My apologies. And as this warhammer just smacks straight into your face, Bridlin looks at you and goes, "You might be queen here, but you ever draw on me and I'm gonna have to put you down."
What?
That was a warning strike.
Zaya's gonna like back up, still hand rapier. So you throw off the captain and decide the next best course is to attack the first mate. You're really not making anyone here trust you.
Zaya, hold on a second. He gave an example. Cyrus was gonna, Captain was gonna explain something. I've been drinking too much. No more ale, my friend. No more.
And so he couldn't have said that instead of attacking me?
You charge at me with a rapier drawn? Of course I will attack you.
I didn't draw it. My hand is on the hilt, and I asked what was going on. I didn't raise any blade.
Rapiers are a quick draw.
Oh shit.
Oh.
Cyrus. Okay. So I assume that
Captain,
means you're
are you
arriving.
not
I was
gonna
muted. I pop up on deck.
Okay.
Captain, do you not gonna make any comment about this? He threw you overboard with no warning and then attacked me.
I'm currently twisting my leather hat to try to get the water out of it. Am I done?
Mm-hmm.
Water world?
Just like trying to get my like fucking bearings.
Yeah.
I point at Brenlin. Warning first, hit later. I point at Zia. I'll deal with it.
Remember what we were told, Captain. And Zaya's gonna kind of give him an intense look, and then she's storming away. She's not. Yeah, she's just gonna go off to her quarters.
Bridlin looks at Malthor and goes, "Oi, she's a tense one, isn't she?"
I'm gonna
I think
cure
so.
wounds
I think
myself.
She's lost a lot of friends, so it's understandable.
You hit her with a war hammer. What do you expect?
Captain, she's wearing dwarven leather. All right, that's made. It's skin made of my people. There's already
Not
a problem.
on her face.
No, she's wearing it on her as a torso piece. It's a problem. I don't
Isn't
wear.
he from the New World? Is
Nope.
he even technically
Bridlin is
Dwarven?
not.
Oh.
Bridlin is
classic
a
dwarf. He's an
he's a mountain dwarf. He is a
With
one
a bit
of
of
the Vadan.
Underdark dwarf.
Yes.
So this is to heal myself as
Okay.
I'm storming away.
I'm gonna
I
pat
need
Bridlin on the
it.
shoulder and be like, "No more of your strong ales for me, my friend. Apparently, I get stupid,
Well,
and then I'm gonna go to my quarters and sleep."
I got some explosive meat if you want it.
Don't tempt me.
As Zaya goes away, I will follow after her, but look at Brenlin and say, I would suggest you don't do that again. And then just walk back down below deck.
Roll an intimidation check.
With his undead face, is his undead face even
Yeah,
covered?
Yeah, right now I'm not hiding anything.
No,
but
I
so
got
this
you.
is
I'm taking that into account. Bridlin just kind of smiles at you with a very toothy grin as you notice a few of his teeth are silver pieces.
Okay.
Evil grin is probably the accurate statement here.
Yeah, you know.
All right, and Captain,
Got told by
I
God,
added
but-
a beast companion to your character sheet, by the way.
Oh ho ho.
So
Go ahead and reload my character sheet real quick.
Now you're a druid or a
Oh,
ranger.
yeah, that's exactly it. I'm gonna take a quick moment to call a short break while I run to the restroom. I will be back in a moment. And we will continue.
Fine.
You guys are welcome to talk amongst yourselves while I'm gone, or do some dialogue while I'm not there.
Drinking?
Do some roleplay. Yeah, guys, are we gonna agree on Nero now that this dwarf guy can't be trusted?
Oh no,
Okay.
I still trust him. He hasn't proved
while
himself
the
untrustworthy.
DM is
He's
going,
Not in
because
character,
I
out of
don't know if I'm
character.
allowed to tell you guys this or not. I asked the hammer, like as I was going up the stairs, how it felt about Mr. Man, dwarf, and word for word, be quick. The hammer said, "He's lying to you. He's planning your demise."
Yeah, no, Zaya already doesn't trust him, so I don't need to take that
Malthor has
into
no
account
reason
out of
to
character.
trust him. Malthor says there's no reason
Nero-
to not trust him.
I'm gonna use the restroom.
Nero-
Be right back.
Okay, like Nero has legit just said this guy's bad luck, so Zaya's like waiting for the chance to get rid of him without an uprising in the crew, and this just proves her point. Now she's not scared of him;
Well-
she's now angry at him as well.
Well, I'm gonna make this point. Malthor has no reason to trust him and no reason not to trust him because
Well, he just
on a
attacked
ship
two of
you
your
walk up
crewmates.
with your hand on a weapon with an attitude, going, "What's going on?" You're
Also,
gonna
take
get
into
hit with something.
account, he just, without, no one heard the context except for you three, so all the crew members would see this as well. He threw the captain overboard with no warning. That seems like an aggressive action. Zaya didn't hear his words, and captain's also someone Zaya cares about, so you have to think, she's not going to be like, oh, this is an example. I'm sure any crew member who saw that would be like, this dude just freaking threw the captain overboard, and would also get their weapons out. Some of them probably would have drawn weapons, so I'm saying, like,
Nope.
Zaya wasn't
I'm not saying
overreacting
you're
in
wrong.
my
I'm
book.
not saying you're wrong. I'm saying that walking up with your hand on your weapon at first was a bad idea on a ship. You walk up calm, and then if they piss you off, you pull out your point
Is
at their neck
that
and be like,
how first
"Shut up."
mates? Like, I know Zaya's not a good first mate, but in a realistic pirate situation, when you need to keep control of people, do you go, "Hey, sir,
keep
could you
calm
not throw the
first.
captain overboard"? I'm
No,
assuming they use
no,
intimidation.
no. You be calm. You act calm. When you get up there, you make sure
I
your
don't know,
voice is pissed
Captain.
off.
As the pirate expert, would you say
get
that a
good at that,
pirate
kid.
first mate would have been calm about that?
Well, I think the crewman that keeps throwing people would have been rang up for
Yeah.
something already.
I mean, we can throw him overboard if we want, but we better get all of his ale first to sell it in the town, because that shit's gonna go gold.
True.
Either that or we leave him at the next town. And pick up a new shipwright. And brewer. And dwarf, because goddammit, dwarves are fun.
Pirate captain is back.
Yeah, would you say Zaya overreacted? Because Malthor's saying Zaya should have been calm, but she saw her captain get
should have
thrown
come with acting
overboard.
calm instead of her hand on
Oh
her
no,
weapon at
trust
first.
me.
Otherwise,
I am seething on the inside.
Yeah, no, Zaya didn't overreact. Any first mate would have come up
I'm
with a
not
sword
saying
drawn.
Maya, Zaya, I'm not saying you overreacted. I'm saying that you should have kept it inside until you got up there and made your voice be your weapon instead of having your hand on your weapon.
Yeah,
Don't
but if
give
you
him
have,
no reason to attack you.
but if you have to
don't trust him,
fear,
do not give him reason to attack you. Brain.
if the first mate has to fear that one of the crew members below her is going to attack her and has to be passive, then you cannot trust that crew member, and you should be aggressive because that means you have to get rid of them.
Aggressive
I don't think
with your voice, not with your weapon at first. Make sure your hand is near your weapon to grab it, yes, but not on it. No pirate ever keeps their hand right on their weapon unless they're in front, unless they're in part. Especially not.
Oh shit! Both my hands
yeah,
are either resting
Malthor,
on my cutlasses.
Yeah.
Or...
I respect your like philosophy and like your like morals, but like Zaya would have
By
gone
the
off
way,
ready
let's
to
not
fight.
forget that if we really need to get rid of him, we can't use poison or acid.
No, we're all know that because he can tank it apparently, which is why another reason why you should trust him. Don't trust
him to
anyone
Kraken
who
Daddy.
can't die to poison.
Maya, we feed him to your Kraken Daddy.
Well, I have to summon him, and I already owe him like 70,000 souls.
No. We don't have to summon him. We just have to ask him where he is and then push him out over the water.
Feed him to your whale friend, Captain.
It probably wouldn't take it.
We could check off one of your souls that's required.
I mean,
yeah, if we can kill him
sometime.
Maybe he'll count as like a lot.
If you want to kill him, then you make sure we're in the port and we wait for him to go to sleep on the ship. Then you
Also,
stab him in the throat.
DM, if you're here, would Zaya know if like killing a more powerful person counts as multiple souls, or is it like literally one soul per person?
Good question.
Because she's killed people in the past and harvested some souls.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if but she's never, I guess, killed anyone super powerful and collected their soul in time.
Can I put my input?
Feel free.
In most lore of soul collecting, I suppose, is probably the best way to put it. Typically, think of it as sort of a bind. If, say, person A is trying to collect X amount of souls, your person A in this instance, and they killed someone, just some random person. If that person never killed anyone in their entire life, you would only gain one soul. But if they killed multiple people, say they killed 15 people in their entire life, then you would gain 16 souls in that instance.
Okay.
Whether that's true to this lore, I don't know.
Brinland seems kind of like a serial killer, so.
As you guys are,
I think this is a clerical error.
That was bad.
Oh my god.
That was bad.
Okay, we're throwing 2 people overboard.
Okay, as you guys continue, doing as you have been, Bridlin, just kind of watches, heading off to kind of stare at the whale creature. As you guys head down below, I'm gonna start with Captain. It's become at this point night. Things have cooled down. You noticed, Captain, when Bridlin did throw you, none of his crewmates, or none of your crewmates rather, pulled their weapons or even moved.
Zia, where are you?
She would be down
I
below
stormed
deck
off.
with Cyrus
Yeah,
and
to her
has not,
quarters.
and neither have returned above deck at all at this
Yeah.
time.
Cyrus ran after her.
And I'm going to bed.
Malthor's passed out drunk.
Sorry, but you guys aren't. I yell over the ship, meeting on deck.
Do we hear that?
You would.
Yes,
Okay.
but
With
as you
me?
hear this, coming out, Zaya and Cyrus, you notice that coming above that the door is locked shut. There seems to be something heavy pushed against the door for the quarters for each of you. I assume Cyrus was
I'm
probably in
gonna-
the same room as Zaya, most likely, as you would
Yeah,
probably
probably
there
trying to
shadowing.
calm her down.
I'm
Yeah.
guessing I would have gotten woken up.
Malthor, go ahead and give me a con check to see if you managed to get out of the wake up from your drunken sleep.
Okay.
Even though you passed your con save earlier, I want to see if you do.
So opening
a
the door,
con
it's
check?
not opening.
Yeah.
Right.
Correct.
So
Is
can I
Malthor?
try to?
Is it into the hall or into the upper deck area?
Into the hallway.
Can I try to? I think I have thieves' tools. Can I try to pick it? Yeah. Can I try to pick the door?
Pick the lock on the heavy object.
Sure.
Yeah.
give me a
well,
moment,
I don't
though.
know if it's locked or not.
One
is
moment.
that 20 plus 3, so 23.
You do wake up, but you notice that when you wake up, you're not exactly sure what woke you up, and it's pretty quiet.
Well, then I guess I should probably head up to the deck, because if it's quiet, that means it's not good. Ships
Okay.
should never be quiet. They should always be bustling.
4. Okay.
Alright.
So
my door
Malthor,
blocked
as
too?
you go to the door, you do feel something heavy against the door.
Even with my 20 strength, okay, I'm going to shove it the fuck open.
Okay.
can I roll to try
One
to
moment.
pick the lock and see if it's locked?
One moment.
24.
As you go to push, you manage to push pretty hard, and the door starts to creak, but nothing happens.
Oh, you motherfuckers! Okay, I'm going out my porthole and climbing up the side of the ship.
If you open the window, you will be letting ocean water in.
I was gonna say.
Yeah.
You will have to break the window to open it, because this doesn't open
Break your
willingly.
wait.
The floor above me.
His ceiling, yeah, ceiling's technically like the deck, right?
That's correct. You guys are on the
gonna-
first deck below.
Okay, then I'm going to try and break the ceiling above me.
Okay, go ahead and give me a strength check.
That's
attack.
for, I guess, trying to pick the lock. In a vain attempt, a 16.
Strength check, come on. 24!
As you slam into the ship deck above, you realize the logs are pretty thick, but you manage to crack them pretty heavily as you do so. Immediately as you do so, however, it regenerates almost just as quickly, as this is a magic item that cannot be broken that easily.
You know what? You're going to pull this, I'm pulling out my Draco Blade, and I'm going to just cut through the wood.
You get the sense that that would be a bad idea given this is a magical item.
Yeah.
Can I cut through the door?
How
Door
close are our rooms together? Like mine to Malfoy?
right next door.
I was gonna say. they'd be
So
very
yeah,
close.
if Zaya, assuming her picking the lock doesn't do anything, she's just
Correct.
trying to, she's gonna like bang on the wall and yell, Malthor! Malthor, the door's locked, something's up! And like,
My
she's
door's
drawing
blocked
her
off.
rapier.
I tried to shove through it. It's too heavy.
Cyrus.
Yeah, clearly, there's a sabotage going on.
I
Cyrus,
assume.
teleport us. Quickly.
Zaya, take my hand.
I'll grab it, and I'm pulling my rapier out in my other hand, like,
I
as a
am
precaution.
going to use my last 4th level to dimension door us. Just hearing
We
that.
didn't get a long
just
rest,
to
huh?
the just to the outside our door, basically.
As
like,
you
kind of in
teleport
the hall.
right outside your door, you see that there are 2 crates that are pretty large that are set up on each door, so 4 crates in total, set up to where they are stacked against each other and into the wall, so that even if you managed to unlock the door, it wouldn't physically open.
Okay.
This looks
Zaya,
like
let's
a
try to
mutiny.
move one of these in front of Malthor's door.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep ramming
try
my
to
door from
be
the other side.
quiet. I'm
Okay.
gonna tell Cyrus, let's be quiet. Make them think we're still trapped. And, do I have a spell?
Yeah, quiet's not an option with Malthor. Malthor's slamming against the door now. He
I
wants
want
out.
to I'm gonna look at Cyrus and touch his shoulder, and I'm gonna use enhance ability. I'm gonna give him bull's strength, so he has advantage on strength checks
Okay.
if he wants to go and try the door.
If you, oh, you gonna
I am
push the crate,
punching that
Cyrus?
door and beating on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Or, like,
try to
push
move
the
at least one
crates.
of the crates out of the way.
All right, go ahead.
So
Would he
there's
also have advantage for me
one
slamming
and
against the door?
two.
Nope. Actually, it's causing him to have issues because of that. Otherwise, he would have gotten an automatic pass if you weren't slamming against the door, which is hitting the crates, with your great strength.
19.
As you manage to finally get your shoulder into, you manage to push one of the crates out of the way as Malthor comes slamming out, smacking straight into a wall. As the door smacks the side of the side of the hallway.
Zayas
Someone
like
put
making
something
a.
in that damn ale. I'm gonna
Malthor.
walk up to the deck.
No, stay quiet. We want them to think we're trapped. Clearly, this is a mutiny or a sabotage of some sort.
Fuck quiet. I don't do quiet right now. I'm pissed.
Okay,
I'm going up onto the deck.
I'm gonna look at
They can be
Cyrus.
quiet. I make good distraction.
Malthor.
Were you able to contact Captain?
I didn't try.
Malthor, give me a perception check, please.
Can I?
Okay. My passive is 14, so if I roll lower than that, I know I get that, correct?
Yep.
Bird message. Do I have to see the creature? Because it says point your finger toward a creature. It doesn't
Incorrect.
say see.
If you don't know where the creature is, then that you can't point towards
Well,
it.
can I point towards the captain quarters where I
Yes.
can estimate it is?
Yes, you can.
I'm gonna
Malthor.
point.
15 for my pet.
15?
Perception.
All right.
18, not 15.
18? Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Zaya, as you point, nothing happens. Now, coming back to a moment. Captain, while all this is going on, the crew seems to gather. Bridlin and Athlin. Oh, God, I can't even pronounce my own names now. Oops, let me pull something up real quick. Yeah, so, Bridlin and Athlina, both, Athlina working at the, wheel, and Bridlin gathering the crew together. You do notice that, of course, Zaya, Malthor, and Cyrus are not present, as they went down to their quarters earlier. They all seem to gather together, waiting for you to speak.
I'm guessing I wouldn't be too worried about them since the meeting is about the people who didn't react. I gesture at the whale off to the side and say, now, I wasn't completely familiar at first what this creature was. Granted, when I came up, I did. But our shipwright here threw me overboard with no warning whatsoever, and none of you reacted. May I know why?
One of the older members, you recognize him as kind of not like an actual senior member, but would probably be a veteran amongst the veterans of the crew. Looks to you, goes, you recognize him as a tiefling, similar to Zaya, but much older. He looks, he goes, well, Bridlin's we've sailed with him plenty. We know his way of doing things. We knew you weren't in any trouble. If he wanted you dead, you'd be dead by now.
Dismissed.
All right. As the crew goes about their business, you hear some smack, or what sounds like some loud smacking against wood down below. You hear people yelling slightly down there below, and after a few moments, something sounds like it's scraping against or wood is scraping against wood in the below deck.
I gesture my navigator to take the helm, and I start running below deck.
As you run to the door, Bridlin's standing at the door, blocking it with his warhammer in hand.
At some point in time here, I'm going to attempt to, as we're trying to get or got Malthor out, actually cast sending.
Okay.
To Captain. So it's just a single send and reply. Captain, you hear in your mind, all of us were locked in our quarters. Something's going on. You can reply to this message.
Maybe not in front of the dwarf we don't trust.
This is a toll-free message, if so long as you accept the charges.
Accepted. I'm assuming I'm able to just respond in my head.
Yes, you are.
Okay, yeah. I say noted.
You get this message as you're running down the stairs onto the main deck, where you see Bridlin blocking the door. And you can hear what sounds like someone smacking against something very heavy and wood-like. Also yelling and swearing about something else, but you don't quite catch on to what it is, as it's kind of muffled. What do you do, Captain?
I tell Brenlin to move off to the side. Can't you hear the noise?
He doesn't seem to move.
Brenlin, I am ordering you to move.
He continues to stand there.
What are you doing?
We need to have a talk here, Captain.
Okay, cool. Please move.
You open that door and this ship explodes.
What?
Let's just say, as you kind of notice, his voice almost changes and becomes very serious. He's not the drunken dwarf you're very accustomed to speaking with, who's always very in a jolly mode and joking around with you. He looks at you and goes, I know this is a magic item, but as your friend, the humanoid looking guy, the one that's a skeleton, as he probably found my explosive mead, I may have set up a special little enchantment of my own to cause this ship to explode should this door open. There's a wire, and I'm guessing your very not bright paladin friend is probably in the middle of avoiding the wire trap I set right at the end of the stairs.
Son of a bitch!
That's why I had you roll perception earlier, Malthor, that you thankfully avoided.
You
Yeah.
son of a bitch! Whoever set
That's why
this
you
thing up
don't
and
go
beat the
hacking and
shit out of 'em.
swinging. Hey,
Hey,
Malthor, how do you trust Brinlin now? This is me out of
I
character.
don't know who set it. Malthor doesn't know who set it up. He's just pissed off at whoever did.
Bridlin
And
looks
will
at
Oh,
you
kill.
that's fair.
up and down,
I-
Captain, and goes, You know, in my youth, in my earlier years, I shouldn't say youth, as I'm not that old of a dwarf, I spent much time fighting against the hill dwarves, slaughtering dragonborn, pretty much fighting whatever I needed. One of your friends has a book of a heretical king that I can't allow to be found.
I don't want
Okay.
Books.
We
And
can
know it's not me.
discuss this over, a whole lot more civil matters than this. You don't need to kill not only my
Call for
friends,
parlay.
but the entire crew over one book.
You don't realize the damnation this book will cause not only myself but all of us. If you understood what was going on, the greater ploy, if you will, then you'd understand why I'm doing this. That, and there's something else. He looks at your hammer. That thing needs to be gotten rid of before too long.
Trust me, I've tried. It's not that easy. I'm working on it.
And I don't think you understand. The queen's coming, and that's a problem.
No, I don't think you understand. I grab the hammer and try to throw it away.
That you can't lift the hammer out of its hilt.
Exactly.
He looks at you and goes, Well, I guess I'll just have to kill you to get rid of it then.
No, trust me, that won't work either.
Give me a persuasion check.
Meanwhile, below the deck, motherfucking
Yeah, that's me cussing at the fucking trash.
Yeah.
Combined 20.
Cyan and
What?
Cyrus are just standing there.
I
What,
rolled
Cap?
an 18. I have a +2. Combined 20.
He looks at you and goes, Well, then I'll tell you what. We're gonna dock this ship and you and your party are gonna get off of it. You can stay here in the Tiefling lands for all I care, but you ain't traveling with any of us. That hammer is a danger, and I can't have that thing around me.
I'll let you get off the ship.
As Malthor continues to see more wire traps and notices there's a really large one right at the door.
Damn. Am I seeing these traps
yeah.
or whatever as well?
They're
Can
very
I-
clear.
Fucking wire traps.
Can I sense that they're magical? Like, do they seem magical?
Give me an Arcana check.
Okay, please, please, for the love of God. 19.
Yeah,
pretty good.
there's a lot of magic coming off of them. This is
And-
almost to the same level of what Zopip had in magical ability.
Do I,
Would it be
like,
comparable to the
whatever
venom
the in-character
spell
equivalent
ability?
is, guess what level that would be? Like,
These look on equivalent to about a 9th level spell, whatever this is.
can I attempt a 5th level Dispel Magic? And I'll roll for it.
With your Arcana check, you notice something else. On the floor
Oh boy.
of the ship, of the deck you're on, and you notice that Cyrus seems to be standing somewhat back. There is a giant circle that's of magic that you and Malthor are currently standing in. It seems to dispel what it seems to be a counter spell set up of around 5th level.
Well, before I cast it, then can I move out of that circle?
Yeah, as you do so,
And then,
backing up, you manage to move out of the circle. But go ahead and say what you're gonna say.
what do you mean? Say what I was gonna say.
Go ahead.
I wanted to cast 5th level counter, Dispel Magic.
Okay.
Once I was out of the circle.
Well, the boat's
Okay.
going down.
Give me a moment, Captain. So, what is your reaction to Brindlin's statement?
Which one?
The one about kicking you off the ship.
Throw him overboard.
No, we chartered the ship. We chartered the crew. We paid for this.
This is our ship.
Brindlin looks you dead in the eyes with a big, evil grin and goes, "We're pirates."
Then you should understand this is a bad idea.
No, a
Did
bad
you
idea is
open?
sleeping with a woman and then casting her out of your bed and trying to kill her children. You? I don't see you as that valuable. Now you got a choice. We can do this peacefully, as the crew is pretty much my servants. You really don't have much of a choice on that one. Or we can do this in a more aggressive format, as he kind of moves his hammer back and forth.
Challenge them for one-on-one combat. Each choosing a champion. Come
I
on,
will
do this.
warn, one of your friends is about to cast something and cause the entire ship to implode as she doesn't realize how strong what I set up is. Because if it doesn't blow up, the poison will release off of it, which will be even better. It'll gas them and kill them all. As they didn't realize, for some weird reason, that I'm the one who set up those bug traps. You guys ain't that bright, I see.
I put two of my fingers in my mouth and I whistle really loud.
Okay.
Does that get their attention?
Oh yeah, the entire crew's been watching this whole thing.
I'm not trying to get the crew's attention. I'm trying to get my
Zaya,
crew's attention.
Zaya, Malthor, and Cyrus, you all hear someone whistling very loudly right above you.
I'm gonna stop moving, but I'm still gonna
Yeah.
push the fucking wires.
Yeah, Zaya's gonna stop before she casts, but she's still very much eyeing the magic stuff.
Okay. I assume Cyrus isn't gonna do anything.
Captain?
No. Do we hear him or them talking by the door?
As you guys continue on, Malthork does hear it while he's standing in the area, as he's technically at the hallway, missing the first wire trap. I assume
Yeah,
he's relaying it all to you lot.
Okay.
Oh yeah, I am, and I'm adding in some little expletives of I'm gonna tear this dwarf limb from limb. Althor angry. Althor very angry.
Yeah,
will-
yeah.
Do one more sending
Mm-hmm.
to Captain. And
Listening.
Captain, you hear you can always try the cloak on him. You can reply to this message.
For a small fee.
For a small fee of your soul, you can reply to this message.
Sorry, your soul's already taken.
So
You're gonna have
trust
to
me, it's
settle
been
for a
gone for a
heart.
long time. I say back, if I do that, we're in for the fight of a lifetime.
I don't
Just
reply
give us
back.
out of
Kind
here.
of already
just-
our lives at Riz.
Yeah, I just leave it to Captain's choice.
I trust
How
the captain.
shrill.
Oh, it sounds almost as if it's afraid.
Would sleight of hand affect speed of my draw and attack?
If he sees it, then yeah. But if you manage to pull it off without him noticing, then you're good.
Okay, well, did Cyrus get the message of if we do this, it's gonna be the fight of a lifetime?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I heard it.
We're gonna.
Yep.
Pray to Normac.
Pray to Marwar. Because we're in the middle of
So,
the ocean.
Captain isn't very familiar with magic. This is out of character.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just pinching my nose, like just hoping to God for a response from them, just because I don't know their situation entirely, other than they're kind of fucked if they move.
Yep.
I will. I'm not typing fast enough to send telepathic to Zaya. I will, through the telepathic link, tell Zaya if you have message Captain. Point
I have-
towards the door.
I'll respond. I do have message, and I'll try message now. I'm out of the circle still.
The message works.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and I
I'll
will
send
just-
message.
Yeah, I'll tell her to say it's up to you, Captain. But it might be a big fight.
It's so Zaya's gonna take that. There's talk about us fighting Redland, so she'll respond. It's up to you, but I will say, if we don't fight, we may just die anyway. And I think he can respond, but he has to, I think, whisper out loud. So.
Can you check that spell? Because I'm not gonna whisper unless
You point your
I
finger
have to.
towards a creature within range and whisper a message. The target, and only the target, hears the message and can reply in a whisper that only you can hear. So he'd be able to see your mouth moving.
Yep.
Unless you got like a bandana on, but he wouldn't be able to hear it
Oh,
magically.
my face would be down with my. I still have my hat on, so would he be able to see my mouth? Because I've got like my head down. I'm pitching my nose. Like
He'd be at
that's how it's been
disadvantage.
this entire time. Huh?
He'd be at disadvantage. So.
Okay, then like just barely moving my mouth to make the words and the like smallest whisper I can possibly say. Get ready.
Okay, I'm gonna let Cyrus know telepathically and then nudge Malthor and like give.
I'm gonna.
And I'll
back
use
up so
message
that
on
I'm beside
him.
them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll use message
Carefully.
so I don't verbally speak.
Okay. What do you message Malthor?
I message Malthor. We're getting ready for what seems like the fight of our lives.
Okay.
Be ready.
Oh, I'm gonna tear a dwarf limb from limb then.
Alright.
Little
Don't-
Bastard. Good
All right,
ale.
DM. I'm gonna
Good
roll
ale, though.
sleight of hand to throw my cloak onto him.
Okay.
This was the true combat we weren't ready for. It wasn't the
That is
turtle.
going to be a 35.
Wow.
Oh. Rogue! We need the rogue!
Wait. Hold on. 37.
Ooh.
As you go to pull the cloak and wrap it around Malthor, or no, not Malthor, Bridlin. Bridlin changes. His
Uh-oh.
height is the same, and his facial figure is the same. However, his beard grays to a very ancient and long-looking
It's
dwarf.
still bit.
The beard hangs and touches the ground, dusting it.
Silpip's a gnome.
The color seems to wash away as his hair falls out, and his warhammer changes to changing to a different design of a warhammer. Originally, it looked like just a simple, what you'd expect of a warhammer. Um, Now this one appears a little different. His symbol on his chest seems to be, or it seems to dissipate. His clerical symbol, completely disappears. And as you look at him up and down, he looks completely unfamiliar to what Bridlin looked like. This man, this is definitely a dwarf. He looks like he could be a mountain dwarf, very old mountain dwarf.
Wait a minute.
It's not Greg, is it?
Nope.
No, I know who this is. I just know who this is now.
And as you look at him,
Fuck.
he just looks at you and goes, "That was a bad decision for you."
But is it on him?
It's on him. Give me
Secured?
a dexterity saving throw. Yes, it's secured.
I can do that.
Is he
Okay.
within 10 feet of me? But is
No.
I'm a captain within 10 feet. Damn.
Nope.
You're on your own, man.
Plus dex. That's gonna be 18.
As you feel a hand wrap around your neck, squeezing with with some rough grit to his hand, you feel yourself lifting off the ground, and the dwarf in front of you just looks at you and goes, "You know, I did not want to have to do this yet, but I'm gonna be nice. Since the whale thing is here and causing issues, and I knew it was a gift from her coming, I'm gonna let you and your group live this time. You're going to forget I was ever here. In exchange, you get to live," as you feel him squeeze tighter.
I'm assuming I have my hands on his hand trying to pull him apart.
And you go ahead and give me a strength check to see if you can do it. Oh god. Yeah.
Oh boy. While this is happening, can I message? Well, not message. I guess I'll just tell the other two, like as a heads up, if we need to break out or the ship breaks and we start sinking, I can allow us to breathe underwater. If we have to,
I'm gonna
jump
say-
into the
I'll look
ocean.
at Zaya and say, no.
14 is what I got.
Okay.
I'll fucking summon me a seal, damn it.
And Malthor, I PM'd you something.
Because
So
that's a god up there. That's not something I'm gonna fuck with right now.
as you feel the hand, or as you try to peel the hand, it doesn't seem to even budge. And he goes, "I'm gonna give you back your first crewmate. And I'm going to leave. But know that your curse still stands. And I'll be waiting for you beside the one you seek." Yeah, go ahead, Malthor. What are you praying for?
I'm praying for some protection for the ship.
Yeah.
You feel the ship's
Blacksmith's
Okay.
Blacksmith's protection on a ship, damn it.
You feel the ship. You feel a strong divine aura around the ship. As the
Fight
man,
off the strings.
as the man before you stares at you deep in the eyes, Captain, you see what you can only describe as the bloodlust of a person who seeks nothing but death of those around them. This is not Bridlin by any means. This is something much, much eviler. As you feel the fingers release you, dropping you to the deck. The clouds seem to dissipate around you. And before you stands Bridlin once again, wearing the cloak. Oh, okay. Yeah,
Oh.
Captain, roll to attack. Oh, yes.
Kill the
Punch in the
dwarf!
face.
Kill the
Punch
dwarf!
in the face.
Get us out of here! I have so much stuff I could do.
As I do that,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to like after first I'll see if I even land the fucking hit. What's my fucking modifier?
Give me a
with
moment.
that
Before
hand?
you modify it, give me a moment. Take 2 seconds.
Hang on.
You're going to need
Okay.
to update your character sheet in
Wait.
a moment.
Can he technically hear me if I do Bardic Inspiration?
No. It's with the
Darn it.
storm going on, nah, it'd be too loud. Okay. One moment. Let me remove
it.
the old.
I tried.
Gong.
All right. Go ahead and
Nice.
refresh your
Captain.
character sheet, Captain, so that way you can. You've got the new item set up.
Weapon
Okay,
level up.
Use the hammer,
shit.
Thor.
All right.
Hammer time.
All right. That's cool.
Mhm. As you feel the weapon, you feel yourself growing stronger with this weapon, as you're doing what it was designed to do.
Kill.
By the way, did you see my PM?
I'm looking.
Okay. So that is going to be combined with everything, with the hammer and with the plus it already had, and then myself. That's gonna be a 17 to hit.
Okay. One sec.
Oof.
Oh wait, shit! I didn't see the awakened form. 18. Sorry.
Oof.
Okay, as you smack into him, you got an 18. You hit. You slam into him mid-sentence.
Awesome.
Roll damage. Roll damage and don't die, please.
Oh man, I'm shaking my hands. Do not want to move right.
See, there was a combat round. It just wasn't the turtle, and we had no
Yeah.
time to prepare.
Okay.
And with Malfoy's face is gonna get a little paler, and he's gonna be like, "Fuck, fuck, fuck, fuck,
What?
fuck."
What is it?
That's the High King up on the ship.
The High King. You mean the what?
Yes, the one that you.
Who was
that all
the King of the
dwarves prayed to.
Gods?
Yeah.
That's gonna be an 11, and I
And he's
take
wielding
Oh,
a message
God.
in his
one
hand, from what I
psychic
can
damage.
tell.
Okay, give me a moment.
This is very bad. We need to get up
Knowing it's a god, can I attempt to pray to Mogwar?
You don't hear anything.
there.
Oh,
Malfoy
gosh
doesn't
darn
give a
it.
shit.
I want
At
to
least
tell
my
him,
god
hey, there's an
protects the
enemy
boat.
god on your turf, but okay. He doesn't care the high gods at the ocean. Or High
No, 'cause-
King.
All right,
Oh, God.
as you smack into him, you said 11 points, correct?
11 points, and I took 1 point of psychic damage. I already recorded that on my sheet.
Okay. He looks at you as the hammer just smacks straight into his face, and kind of spits out a tooth on the ground as he's still holding you by the throat at this point, or still holding on to you. He looks you dead in
I
the
figured.
eyes and goes, "You're ballsy." As more of the illusion dissipates off of him, you see that now his armor has changed from what was scale mail to what looks to be some sort of plate made in a similar fashion to what the dwarves wear. And he looks
Lovely.
you dead in the eyes and goes, "Okay, that's how you want to play it." And he lets you, drops you to the ground, grabbing it, or with his one hand grabbing the hammer, and swings.
Can I try to make a reaction to at least block?
Yeah.
Okay. That's D20, right?
Mhm.
What does that
Ugh.
pair with? I usually just dodge.
Yeah, I mean I assume you're using the dodge action.
Yeah.
Okay, then you're good for right now. Let me check. That reduces damage, I believe, correct?
Yes, it
No,
has
it,
it. If I
it can raise
wait,
DC as well for hitting. Can raise AC.
Here, hold on.
I think.
Where's dodge?
And
The-
DM,
the-
it's still too loud for
it's
to
just
do
hit.
any
Forgot.
voice things to be heard through the door.
Yeah. I mean, like you're below him in deck. There's a lot of thick wood between you two.
Even if I shout.
I'm gonna look at Cyrus and be like, "Get us up there now."
Yeah, so you can use a reaction to have the
Can't.
attacks damage against
Yeah.
you.
I am out of
I'm gonna
dimension doors.
actually. Sorry, go ahead.
I just said I was out of dimension doors to Malfoy.
How many spell slots do you have?
Only fourth level.
Oh.
That's a fourth level.
Instead of dodge, I'm gonna try to completely evade.
Oh, evasion. Okay.
Yeah.
You make a dex saving throw to take only half damage. You instead take no damage if you succeed on a saving throw and only damage. All right. So go ahead and make the saving throw, please.
All right. Okay. And then that's just with my natural dexterity, don't add anything else to
Correct.
it, right? Okay, then in total that's 18.
So that's with your +7. Okay. As you somehow manage to get away from his grip just as easily, you manage to throw yourself back as this hammer swings right in front of your nose. You can feel the scuff just slightly charring your nose as this hammer is just giving off an aura that you haven't felt before. It seems to terrify you to the bone. There's a lot of blood on that hammer. As he looks at
I'm gonna
you,
shout as loud as I can. It's a fucking god.
as the
I fuck up
dwarf
before.
looks you in the eyes and smiles, he goes, "If we're gonna do this, then let's make sure everyone is here." And with the snap of his fingers, Zaya, Malthor, and Cyrus are now standing beside you, Captain. The crew has disappeared completely. They're nowhere to be found. The ship is standing still. The ocean is not moving. As you all just see this dwarven figure standing in front of you. Malthor, you recognize this man. Very similar to the markings. You also recognize the hammer. That hammer.
Damascus
Mm-hmm.
and the High King. Well, I'll be damned. I might as well be a goddamn fucking dwarf.
I get myself nice and proper ready for a fight, and draw my cutlass as well and get into a fight stance.
Normac and
Yeah,
Malfoy draws
Zaya's
his sword and he just smiles
got
at
her-
him. He's like, the hidden one ought to be happy with your head.
So,
She's got
sorry, just for reference,
No.
I've got my hammer in my main hand, and I've got my cutlass in my
Yeah.
next hand.
Okay.
Zaya's got her rapier and she has her wand of winter.
Okay.
So she's like ready. She had a rapier out to begin with down there.
And Cyrus?
Is it the Vorpal one?
Yeah,
just-
Vorpal for sure.
I don't really have a weapon out other than my staff, so
Okay.
Poke it
I
with a
take my
stick!
other cutlass out and I stab it down into the ground right in front of you.
There you go, Cyrus. You can add a basic
He's-
cutlass to your inventory.
Well, I had a rapier I could have given him.
As you guys look upon,
Cutlass is nice if you aren't proficient with it because it's a simple weapon as well.
as you look at the dwarf standing in front of you, he smiles and cracks his neck, looking you all in the eyes one by one, and goes, "I may not have as much power as I once did, thanks to your lot's problem of clashing. I assume that's probably thief's issue, but I still have more than plenty to defeat you each." And he just kind
on our
of stands up, shrugging off the cloak, and goes, "Now, allow me to use some magic," as he moves his fingers about. Everyone roll initiative.
Oh, fuck, sheep.
Well, if
sheepsy
we die,
balls.
we get to, do better next time, guys.
If we
21.
die, I'm gonna
Before
refuse
we
death.
start fighting, guys, I'm sorry, but I figured if there was an epic way to go down, this was it.
Yeah. I mean, push comes to shove. If we have to jump overboard, I can give us all water breathing. So maybe the whale can get us away. If we have to run, like cowards, which I'm not against.
I mean, I'm against it.
Well, Malthor, you can die fighting.
Give me a moment.
17 for me.
Okay.
By the way, did we get a long rest before? Because I was gone
You
last
did.
Well, we
session.
were at the sea for a few
Okay.
days before the battle happened, so I assume so.
All right. So Captain 17. We've got Zaya at 21. All
Hopefully
right.
all the low
we've
rolls I was
got
rolling earlier.
18 for Cyrus. And Malthor?
I got a 17.
And then let me just go ahead and roll that with his real quick. Okay. Wow. Ouch. All right. As we start at the top, Zaya, you're up first as you stare down this dwarf.
No. This is a bad. I don't like going first. Uh.
Cyrus
I
is
don't know what a
realizing.
god's gonna be
Yeah,
good
slow
in. I
down.
don't know what a god's gonna be good in.
Well,
Everything.
He's magic, so
But he's a dwarven god, so he'd be focused on strength.
Yeah, because I can try to do some stuff, but I don't know. I could go all out, or I could just try to do a debuff.
Debuff him is probably best.
Yeah, I was gonna say, with this fucking hammer that seems to be made to kill him, I'm gonna tank this bitch.
Okay,
We're
then
both gonna be tanking him because you
I
and I are gonna
want
be
to. I want to. Okay, never mind. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna do first level Bane, and he needs to make a Christmas saving throw, or whenever he makes an attack during the duration, he has to roll a d4 and subtract the number, or from the saving throw as well. So I need a charisma save from him.
Okay. Does a 27 save?
Yep.
Okay.
Because I'm not moving, I'm gonna take that second action, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna. Oh God, what do I want to do? What do I want to do?
Run.
Well, I have a thing I could do. I want to. Okay. That's a. I don't like any of this. I just want you guys all to know this is all bad.
You have no idea what bad is yet.
This might. Yeah, no. I'm finding this out. I'm gonna go for it, I guess. Disintegrate from my crown on him. I need him to make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. One moment.
Automatically on magical items.
Does a 26 save?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So he's very dexterous. That leaves my bonus action, I guess, because it doesn't say half damage.
It should be if it's the normal dimension
If
or the
It
disintegrate.
the disintegrate.
Yeah.
Let me double check that. Oh. A failed save. It says it takes 10d6 plus 4 force damage. It doesn't say half damage on success. So is it half damage or not, DM?
It would be half damage.
Okay, then let me roll the damage. Okay, how was it? I've never rolled this much damage in my life, and it might be the last time I do.
Probably.
Plus 40, 77 halved, I guess.
Okay. Give me a moment. That's
And it's what type of damage? Force damage. I don't know if it helps.
Yeah, that does. No worries.
If he somehow has dropped to 0 hit points, he's disintegrated, but I doubt that.
All right. He seems perfectly healthy as you spray this liquid out on him. He doesn't even seem phased.
All right. Well, a bonus action time. I'm gonna inspire Cyrus. Maybe his stuff will do better than mine, and I'm just gonna prepare myself for what looks like demise.
Okay. All right. Next up is Cyrus. You're up.
Okay. How far away did we pop up from him?
You are
right back.
Yeah,
real quick.
you're within his range, within 10 feet.
Okay. I am going to. I'm going to cast haste on Captain.
Okay.
And that's my action. I'm going to move
Back,
away
sorry.
from him.
Mhm.
You have haste cast on you now, Captain. That's in chat. I'm going to move attempt to move my full speed away from him. Just try to get away as my movement.
Okay.
And if I see him try to take an attack, I'm going to shield out of my staff
Okay.
as a reaction.
And shield does remind me.
Plus 5
5.
my AC, so I'll be at a 24 AC.
All right, he will take an attack of opportunity on you. Does a 22 hit?
Nope, misses with shield.
As the hammer goes bouncing off the shield, it slams into it hard, though you can feel the impact.
And then I will be at 24 till the beginning of my next turn, because it lasts for a round.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
Nope, because I moved, so action, move, and reaction. So
Okay.
I am tapped out.
Captain, you're up.
All right. How far away from him am I?
10 feet.
I'm assuming I can talk to the hammer while I'm in the middle of a fight. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like, as I'm going to charge up on him, I'm going to ask the hammer, "Are you going to fucking listen to me?"
You hear no response.
That better fucking be a yes. I throw it behind him, and I go to cut in front of him, like around his chest area with the cutlass.
Okay. Go ahead and roll an attack on him.
Okay. And then this is just my cutlass, so let's go with 17.
That does not hit as you slash at armor, causing no damage to him.
Okay, and at that second attack, I go to bring the hammer back.
The hammer listens. Roll the attack.
So,
Oh.
oh, that's awesome. That makes me really happy. Oh boy. Okay. To hit or the damage?
2 hit.
Okay. Well, I don't think I can really control where it's going to hit him other than his general area, so I'm not going to try to aim specific. With the hammer, that's going to be a 22 to hit.
That barely manages to strike him. Roll damage.
Okay. Where is my pretty dice? There it is. Oh, Jesus. Let's go with 16.
Okay. He looks unfazed as you manage to smack in, or the hammer smacks into his back. He just kind of cracks it and glares at you.
Is the hammer back to my hand at this point?
It is.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Oh.
Up next is Malthor.
Well,
Do
then.
your holy stuff.
Okay, here's what this is gonna be a fun time. I'm going up in front of him.
Okay.
And first things first. Actions. I need this. Please. Okay, that's good to know that. Well, I can't do that this turn, so I'm just gonna be attacking him straight out.
Okay.
Wait, no, bonus action first.
Mm-hmm.
I better make sure I do this right, otherwise I'm gonna fuck things up.
Okay.
I'm adding a Wrathful Smite. So it'd be 1d6 of psychic damage, and if he doesn't make the save, then he's afraid of me.
Okay.
Save will be 16. 16, yeah, 16
What's
wisdom.
the roll?
Wisdom. It's only when it hits, so I gotta hit an attack first.
Okay.
So, cast that. Now Thor mumbles a spell over his sword and celestial.
Okay. As the sword starts to glow.
And Draco Blade. Let's hit this fucker. 26.
26 hits.
Since it's one-handed, it's 1d8 plus 8 plus a d6, so 12 plus 3 wisdom save now. So 15.
30,
that being said.
31.
Fuck, he passes. He's not afraid of me.
What type of save was that? Wisdom?
Yeah.
All right.
Darn.
Anything else you
Uh,
want to do, Malthor? Oh, yes, Cyrus?
I was going to say, quick question: did Captain get his second attack out of the haste?
Yeah, he was. That's why he attacked with the blade first and then attacked with the
Okay.
hammer.
Sorry, I just
No
thought
worries.
of it.
Yeah, throwing the hammer would have counted as an attack.
Yep.
Okay.
All
And
right.
summoning it back would have counted as one as well.
Malthor, is that all you're doing?
Yeah, because I moved, I took my bonus action, I took my action, so
Okay.
I'm set.
He just smiles, looking around, and goes, "It was a valiant effort." And he snaps his fingers as a sphere of negative energy starts to ripple out around him in about a 60-foot radius sphere. Everyone give me a Constitution saving throw.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna not.
Oh, Cyrus. No, wait. Would it still be up my enhance ability? Or would that have dissipated by now?
27!
Because it's not con, but it's strength at least.
Creature equal to
I remember, anybody within 10 feet gets +5.
+5?
If you're within 10 feet radius, yeah.
Yeah, I assume
Okay.
I am.
Good to know, Captain. Yeah, you are. Everyone is.
25!
Okay.
Okay, then
The queen may survive!
13.
13. Okay. And Captain?
So I get that +5 as well.
If you're within 10 feet.
Which you are, because you're
Okay,
right
then
next to him.
that is going to be 18.
Okay. All right. Give me a moment. Oh wait, does it not work anymore?
It's exclamation mark.
Oh, that's right. There we
But
go.
I don't like that.
Oh, that's only 39 points of damage, and that's so Cyrus and Captain. You said you got what?
13.
Oh, Captain, 18. All right, so Cyrus and Captain, you both take 39 points of necrotic damage. Malthor and Zaya, you manage to succeed and only take half, which is
I take half.
19.
I'm resistant to necrotic.
19
Wait,
points.
What time of day?
I'm resistant to necrotic.
What time of day is it? It is the evening at this point, but time is standing still.
Okay.
this ain't good for me, guys.
All right, he looks at you and
Celestial
smiles.
resistance necrotic. So do I still take the 19?
If you have resistance and you take you take quartered, so that is 9 points of
8.
damage. 9.
He also
plus 19.
takes 39 damage.
Okay. And you said psychic?
I did.
Okay. Alright. He looks unfazed by it, and he just smiles at you and goes, "Okay. Okay." And with his second spell, he looks at you a lot and goes and smacks himself on the chest. And heals 36 points.
Shit.
Is that a legendary action?
Nope. That's called regeneration, and it is a 8th level or 7th level cleric spell.
Yep.
So he's
It's
high level,
powerful.
guys.
If you guys want to leave, now's your chance. I can hold
Is
him
the
off.
And
whale still
lastly-
there?
Oh yeah, it's still there. And lastly, he looks at you and smiles and grabs his hammer, looking Malthor straight in the eyes after his comment about being a good trophy for Normac. Throws it up in the air, catches it, and swings right at Malthor's face, doing a called shot, which I'm going to say is a +4 onto his AC.
Can I do a reaction?
Sure. What are you going to react to?
I'm gonna try to throw the hammer to like block the attack.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Roll an attack, see if you beat
Alright.
me.
Natural fucking 20.
Oh, Captain!
Okay. As you go to throw the hammer, straight into his own hammer to deflect the blade, or to deflect the hammer, with a 31 to hit, he
Well, what's your
slams your
bonus to the
hammer
20?
straight into Malthor. Please roll damage, Captain. You just saved Malthor's life from this because he's only taking the damage from your hammer.
Oh, well, good job.
Okay. Well, I wasn't trying to deal damage, so I wouldn't have done psychic, so it's only 1d8.
Yep, that's true. You're just trying to deflect the hit.
2. Where the fuck's my d8? There it is. Oh, thank God I rolled low. That is going to be 6 total damage.
All right, you take 6 points, Malthor, to the face as Growl Thrush just smacks you hard.
I'm gonna look at the hammer and be like, "Thank you."
You're welcome.
All right. End his turn. Saya, you're up.
Guys, do we feel like running or trying to fight this out?
I am going to
I
hold
mean,
him
if
off.
we stall him for long enough, if the queen, if I feel like there's gonna be other gods nearby, so if we stall him for long enough, one of them might step
Okay,
in.
then I'm gonna try
We're
a
good next
thing.
I told you guys, get off. I'm going to hold him off.
I
Yeah,
want to
no.
do Ray of Enfeeblement, which I have to make a roll to hit him, and if so, he deals half damage with weapons that involve strength.
Okay.
So until the spell ends, which is concentration up to a minute. So hopefully I hit this. 28.
That hits.
So
Awesome.
now he deals half damage on any weapons that do strength. And he can make a con save at the end of each creature's turn or whatever. Right?
Okay.
Each creature, or is it his creature?
Him. It's him.
His.
Oh yeah, his turn.
Okay.
What else do I have that
Yeah,
I can do? Fuck. I don't
something
like
that deals
this.
more damage.
That's what I'm trying. If it does. Oh, but all my things are. Okay, hang on. Well, okay, yeah, I could probably do one more thing. Let's see if I could do it at higher level. I don't know if I can, which is not the best. All right, I guess I'll do. So I'll do Ray of Sickness. I make a ranged spell attack on him, and if it hits, he has to make a Constitution saving throw. And if he's failed, he's poisoned until the next end of my turn.
Okay.
So
Go
so
ahead.
I'm gonna go and roll. Yep, another plus 10. This is the thing, boys. 23.
You hit.
Yes.
I'm gonna roll damage, and he needs to make a con save, which he's probably gonna succeed because he's a fucking dwarf.
Does a 32 succeed?
Yep. Did he take 13 points of poison damage?
Okay.
Motherfucker.
As you do this, it doesn't even seem to bother him. You realize something. He might be immune to poison.
It's one of the only spells that don't require a saving throw I have. So, yeah, I guess I'll do my thing next time. And bonus action, I'm gonna. Who got hit real bad by his thing last turn? Wasn't it Captain and Cyrus?
Yeah, me and Cyrus.
And Cyrus, you still have your bardic inspiration?
Oh, I didn't realize I had one.
Oh yeah, and you get temporary HP when you use it. You get 10 temporary hit points. It's a 1d8. I'm gonna give another bardic inspiration to Captain.
Okay.
So 1d8, and if you use it, you get 10 temporary hit points. So you might just want to use it for health.
How are you going to inspire him?
I'm gonna look at him,
Don't die, don't die, don't die, don't
wind blowing, scared, using all the spells I have, and be like, "This is our moment. Here at sea, we die or flee," and that'll be it.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, a little rhyme in there, make it spicy.
I
Gotta
like
get
it.
the one-liners before I go.
Oh man. All right.
The pirate captain is inspired.
Yeah, you feel inspired not to die now.
Yeah, because
uh,
I'm double
About to get
checking that it's
better.
10 and it hasn't increased. Water.
Yep.
There is.
All good.
Wait. Yeah, they gain temporary hit points until the end of their next turn. So whenever you use it, it's not when you get it; it's whenever you use it.
All right.
Okay.
Was Zaya finishing up her turn? Cyrus, you're up.
Yeah.
The wind is blowing. The waves have stopped moving. The clouds are not doing a damn thing. It is
Frozen.
dead silent.
Okay. Let's
Fuck
see.
him up!
Yeah. Please do.
I don't have much left.
Yeah.
Have that
You got a cutlass. Yeah. And a 1d8.
Go shank him!
Oh yeah, I have a cutlass that I have to get next to him so that he can kill me in one hit.
Stab him in the godly scrot.
And I'll probably do like 3 damage to him.
I
so-
gave you
Aim
an
for the
option.
anus!
Oh,
Cyrus,
I already had a longsword.
Cyrus, you got this.
Let's
Little did
see.
we all know, Cyrus was the High King's kryptonite.
Huh. All I can probably do is I'll attempt gonna save on that. I will I know. Question DM.
Okay.
I am currently out of 4th and 3rd level spell slots. What I would like to potentially try.
Mhm.
I want to try to Dimension Door, which is a 4th level. If I try to like in a Hail Mary all of a sudden summon like multiple slots, could I attempt that?
I'll tell you what. I'll let you do it. However, it will cause damage to your spells in the future. This will become detrimental to your health as you will lose a magical ability.
Right.
Don't you have magical items?
It wouldn't affect his items. It's just his physical body.
No, I mean, like, doesn't he have magical items that can do stuff?
Not really.
No.
Ah.
Okay, then I
Wait.
will just attempt where did it go? A mind thrust at him.
Okay.
Intelligence DC 17.
Well, 16.
Finally,
roll
he's
yet.
not smart. He's not smart.
That was all. I rolled a
yeah.
10 on that, so
Nice. So 10 points of psychic damage.
okay.
I will then run
Okay.
towards whichever side that whale was on
Okay.
and see if the whale is there.
It is.
If I can still with my movement, I will attempt to jump down onto the whale.
Okay. As you jump overboard, give me a dexterity. Let's say saving throw.
Okay.
Well, you
want acrobatics or dex save?
did you
I'll
use the
take
1d8
acrobatics
yet?
as well.
Actually, never mind. They're the same. So 15.
Okay.
And the 1d8
You managed to
if you have it.
succeed landing onto the whale.
Oh.
All right.
Okay.
The whale, you feel it's still moving. All right. Captain, you're up.
1d8, don't forget.
Trust
all I'm
me,
good
on my
for.
mind. I'm going to try to bring the hammer back to my hand and then go for a double attack.
Okay. go ahead and
Yeah, because haste.
roll to hit.
All right. Where the fuck? Oh, there it is, behind my keyboard. Right. I love all these modifiers. 25.
25 hits.
Awesome. Okay, so that's gonna be the hammer. 12 damage with the hammer,
Okay.
and then cutlass. Sorry, 16 with the hammer. I forgot to add the +4.
All right.
Where's my? There it is. D6. Okay. Awesome. And 10 damage with cutlass.
Okay. As you
So 26
slash
overall.
at him, continuously slamming into him left and right, he seems to be backing off of somewhat. You're managing to push him back.
With this, I'm going to shout to the party, "Get off the ship!"
Okay.
Got it, Captain. On it.
All right. Malthor, you're up.
I know running away at this point would invoke an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a freaking captain. He's gonna try and slap my ass. But
What?
I'm not slapping any ass. Excuse me.
We all know that's true.
but
Shut the fuck up.
I do have a trick up my sleeve.
Okay.
I hope you have many. We need a lot.
I have some good things. I'm gonna be burning any check thing. Oh, I have 2 attacks per action. I need to remember that, as I'm an idiot.
Yep. You don't move.
Okay, so no, I have 2 attacks per my one action.
Oh.
Level 8 paladin.
Okay, so what are you doing?
Well, I'm gonna sacrifice my movement and attack this fucker 4 times.
Okay.
So, should I roll to hit them with them all, or do you want
Yep.
me to?
Roll to hit to see if you can.
One moment.
Mm-hmm. No problem. I mean, Cyrus is just
Okay.
cozying up to a whale currently.
He's cuddling the whale.
Someone has to.
Okay.
The whale's our hope. Get on
LS.
Captain's whale.
Yes. Get
Okay,
on
I'm
the
gonna be
great
doing
dork.
this twice.
That's
I'm doing
doesn't
this to
dork
man
mean
twice, so
whale
it's my
penis?
personal
Yep.
one to attack twice. So
All right.
Nat 20.
crit to hit
Crit to hit. Confirm,
Uh,
please.
on the first hit,
Yeah, roll to confirm.
Confirm, please. Please.
please.
Nope.
Fuck. But
Should've
I'm
rolled
smiting
manually.
on that crit too.
Okay.
So,
So that's double damage with 26 times
Yep.
2 in total. So that is 40,
I'm
52.
smiting with a 2nd level spell slot. So I'm not done attacking yet, though.
No
I'm
worries.
gonna get my other 2 attacks out before I do the smites.
Okay. All right. Another 16 points and another, and another 14. Okay. As you
And then
smack into
I'm
him.
smiting all the hits,
All right.
and for the crit, it's smite. I hope I do this right. I don't know if this will work here. If not, I'll just roll it by hand.
Or you could just do the exclamation mark and just do the amount of dice you need. That way
Yeah,
it
that's
totals
what I'm
it.
doing. Okay, so 68
Okay.
because it's crit,
Mm-hmm.
and then add another 3 for each, so 12d8.
Okay. As you slam into him, one after another, he's starting to look really beat up, and he's got blood coming off his lip. He looks angry.
That was all my 2nd level spell slots.
He looks at Malthor dead in the eyes with his anger. And goes,
And then
Okay.
I'm gonna bonus action Shield of Faith myself.
All right.
So
Does a
it's
20?
a level 1 spell, so if it's counter spell, then it's
Nope.
counter spell.
It's not. Does 27 hit your AC?
Yes.
Okay.
If his weapon's strength based, it's half damage.
Oh, okay. Don't worry, I got you. Let me roll half damage. So that
I
is...
did one useful thing. My only working debuff. What's everyone's health like?
Oops, sorry.
Ah,
Let me fix that.
Oh,
I hope that's
we
not
all
right.
got real worried for a second.
Oh God.
There you go.
I know this weapon. Shit.
As you feel the power slam
Halved.
straight down into your... That is halved, by the way.
That is
Um,
half. That's a weapon that deals 40d20 plus so much.
It slammed. Well, it's technically another plus, or another 1d8 plus 5, but I didn't think you cared about that. As the hammer slams
No,
straight
can I-
down into Malthor's head, just slamming him into the deck. The deck breaks apart beneath the strength of the hammer as Malthor's face is now embedded into the ground. And he turns to look at Captain and smiles. Your turn.
As I go down, can I use my lay on hands to try and reduce some of the damage I take so that I don't die outright?
Oh no, you're just considered knocked unconscious. I don't kill based on HP.
Yeah.
You have to make a
Okay,
fail.
thank God.
Nope, he is now gonna turn towards Captain
Throw his corpse to the whale.
and take a swing at him. Captain. Oh no. Okay.
Half damage.
Well, that was a 20. But to
I
be
was hoping.
fair, I'm gonna be nice. And oh gods, wait. Oh no, Captain, I'm sorry. I thought I'd be nice here. Does a 27 hit, Captain?
can I try to evade?
Yeah. Do you still have your
And
evade
yeah,
feat?
I don't know. Does the 1d8 apply to
Yes, it would.
attacks?
It would apply to my fucking getting the hell out of the way.
It would help his evade, yes. So
Yeah.
you're fine.
Yeah, and you get 10 of temporary HP.
Roll the dex.
I don't think 10's gonna help.
Well, I also halved his damage, so you know half damage.
Oh yeah, half of
I'm
647. Give me a moment. Let me get that number for you, Captain. I know we got to make sure we got the math right here. That's
Okay, yeah, cool.
323.
I'm checking the math as I'm here.
Does a 32 get me the fuck out of the way?
You manage to dodge as the hammer slams straight down onto the ship. The ship shatters into pieces. And as it
I
does,
float.
the High King is just standing in the air still.
I
Question
drop and start
curiosity.
floating.
Oh,
Cyrus
he's floating?
grabbing or being on top of the whale paying attention to what is happening, grabs or opens its wide mouth, grabbing each of you into its mouth as it swims away. Cyrus climbing in, I assume, as a whale starts to dive with each of you in it.
Yes.
The High King just stands there. As you look inside the whale, though, you see Athena.
Wait.
He's just
Can
laying
I
there
yell?
unconscious. Yes.
Well, before we leave, can I yell something? A
What do you
word. I want to see a word.
Oh, go ahead. What do you want to piss off the man that just nearly killed you with?
Gall! I want to yell the ship command word to shrink while he's on it. Gall!
It was shattered
The ship's
beneath his
gone.
hit. Yeah, it was shattered beneath his smash.
Oh, well,
It will shrink the splinters.
Yes,
shrink
as
it.
you
If
noticed,
he's on it, he'll fall in the
There's
water.
less waste for the turtles.
as
to
you
eat.
notice, the piece of wood that's still stuck to Malthor's face as he was embedded into it shrinks down to a tinier size and falls off.
Oh, that's
Okay.
You manage
Yeah.
to escape on this taking this nice sentient creature. It seems to have bonded very well with Cyrus, although it is still Captain's beast companion. As you guys dive deep beneath the water, it takes you straight to what you recognize immediately as you guys land is a glowing city within a bubble. You see, Cyrus and Captain, you recognize the people walking around as you guys, and I'll get to it, don't worry, here in a moment. As you recognize that these are sea elves. You managed to survive the encounter as the whale drops you off, leaving you here. The god doesn't seem to follow you. Athena is unconscious. Malthor is unconscious. You lot are luckily alive. And that is where we'll end today's session.
Ah.
But before we do, allow me to reward XP so people know that I give them XP when doing these sessions.
Yeah, for
So,
almost dying to a god.
well, I mean, it could have been worse. All right, allow me to
Yeah.
do the XP since you guys managed to get away from it. That is 5,000 XP each. As you managed to not
Alright.
kill
Yes.
him, but you managed to damage him well enough to where he almost lost his avatar.
I'm level 10 now, boys!
Thank you all for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this session.
Still not close enough
We
to
will
leveling
see
up. I
you
need to
next time when the pirate captain figures out what he's going to do to captain the next ship. Thank you all, and we will see you next Saturday for Grim Legacy session.